Okay, we are back in action, and we are playing some City Skylines, so no more Rust, I guess. My goodness, what a fail that was. But I appreciate you guys sticking with it, so thank you for all of you who are still here. And for those of you who are tuning in, awesome. Appreciate that. Okay, so I'm going to play some classical music. We'll kind of see how that unfolds for a little bit here. I don't think there's any issues per se with the copyright. We'll see. I'm trying to find playlists we can use. Because I've had a few people on YouTube say, like when I upload this afterwards, they're not really big fans of the trance music, which I mean it's totally fair. Like that's it's not for everybody, but it's very tricky for me to find music. So, but here we are, guys. Moistreal. We finally did it, and I totally forgot to do the unlock all and everything. So we're actually going to play this just kind of like brand new map style. So this is the first starting square right here. You can see it's slightly different from the stream. And I cleaned up the highways, a little bit more effectively, I hope, right? So we'll kind of see what we can make of this, right? We have our lovely waterfall in the background, which we can't unfortunately quite see, but no, it's a cool map. My only criticism that I got really was that the mountains didn't have enough peaks, which I think is kind of fair. So something we got to work on, I think, maybe for the next map. But no, this is kind of cool, right? So I'm excited to build here. This is it, guys. This is home. This is where we start. So let's do it. Let's see where we go. Alright. And I'll, do you guys want like a mod list or anything right now? You guys are cool, or do you guys need a list for the, should give you the map and whatnot, all the links here. Momento, por favore. How does this work? Right. Gotta figure out where I keep all this stuff. But no, this is a map we created in the last stream. So I will find you guys a link to this in case you wanted to download it yourselves and maybe play along at home. And I'm feeling this classical music. I think it's going to help a lot with our creativity. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm kind of keeping the lights off, maybe a little bit more of a kind of laid back kind of feel. These are actual classics of the classicals. Okay, so what am I looking for here? Right. Our last live stream had the link to the map. There she be. Perfect. Okay, so here's a link to the map, guys. Right here, yeah, new city hype, absolutely new city hype. I love that new city feel, right? It's like when you're buying a new car, you just get in, you're just like, ah, oh, so fresh, I love that. Oh, and guys, good news, I recorded another episode of a City Skylines thing, so our little tutorial series. I did one on the Metro, so expect that to be coming up pretty soon. I'm just gonna release that today, but probably end up doing it tonight. Okay, so let me just find. Also just the mod list, just so we have that just for you guys as well. And I'll keep this stuff open. I'll probably post it again too, just in case you guys miss it. Or if you want, just remind me type thing. And so the mod list, it's changed slightly. The biggest change is the one-way train tracks. Okay, so I'm gonna keep an eye on our money because I don't want us to go broke and have to restart here. But, yeah, let's just jump in here. Okay. So I'm going to continue with our one-way roads, and we'll just kind of have this maybe spill into a roundabout, and then this will be our main little connection starting point for the highway or whatever. Okay, so maybe a little bit further down. And let's go into... It's an oversized roundabout, primarily because we can't afford, but yeah, you guys are talking about Turkey. Yeah, I have no idea what is going on in Turkey. I am not following the news, and now I feel like I'm kind of missing out or something. Okay, I'm actually going to put a little bit of a spacing, and what I'm going to do in these little spots is I'm going to make kind of like a Y, and why, you might ask? Just so I can get traffic kind of in and out a little bit faster. Why do I do that stuff? I'm so lame. Oh my goodness, too funny. Oh yeah, I would appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, I applied for Twitch partnership, so we got to try and get our numbers up here. So I'm gonna try and put on hopefully a better show for you guys, better than usual. Even though I think they're pretty good these days. I think we're having more fun these days than we used to. And in the old days, we used to have a lot of fun. So. We must be doing something right. Okay, now what we could do eventually is extend the highway and then have it like, you know, hop over top of this thing and maybe, you know, go down there eventually, right? But this is, I mean, this is kind of cool. I like this area. Okay, so let's use these little narrow roads here. Or, yeah, actually these are fine. And, oh boy, how are we going to do this? Oy, oy, oy. Okay, we got to make sure we don't spend our money too improperly or anything here. But we got to make sure we're just, you know, doing the most bang for our buck, essentially. Okay, here we go. That might be a little bit close, but we'll kind of see. I'm just getting a message from my girlfriend here. Let me just text her. She's asking what happened to the first part of the stream. But yeah, unfortunately, guys, I tried to do a rest thing there for those of you just tuning in now, and unfortunately, the game is a little bit laggy. So we had to switch over to some city skylines last minute, which is totally fine. Okay. Oh, and you know what I have to do, guys? I'm terribly sorry. Is kill the game music in here before this becomes a little bit of a problem. There we go. And then just let me know what you guys think of the classical music. If you're not really feeling it, totally let me know. We can always switch over back to the dance music. I'm totally fine with either or. There's spacing here. I think that was right on the edge. Okay, was that 3 or so? I don't know. I think that's a little bit close on this side. We'll kind of see how this looks. Hey, Chloe, I'm glad you tuned in. Yeah, I'm trying to stream a little bit more often, because I think it's kind of a bit more, you know, it's a fun way to kind of interact with you guys. So I appreciate you guys making your way over here. Yeah, this side, it looks like it's one... Oh, boy. How do we get so unlucky over here? Right, and we're on such a strict budget, too. Oh, gosh. Oh, boy, oh, boy. So, don't let me forget about this, guys. We don't want to go over budget here. Okay. Alright, we are good and golden now. Yeah, something actually asked about you today too, eh? She was actually asking about you and KPD. It's kind of funny. Oh, I'm glad you guys are a bit more of a fan of the classical and the whole cities versus Rust. Yeah, I know what you mean. It is kind of, it is nice just in general to have a change in the music. I really do want to offer you guys a bit more music choices, just, you know, in general, but it's tough simply because of the you know, copyright restrictions, like that kind of stuff, you know. Okay, so I want to improve slightly on this with, again, just kind of keeping an eye on the budget. So let's get a little bit closer. And I want these to maybe curve if they can. I just don't... we might be a little bit too close. Oh, gosh. This is horribly inefficient. Actually, I'm going to turn this down just ever so slightly. That's way too much. There, that's a little better. Oh, you're from Victoria? Oh, cool. I'm always fascinated where you guys are tuning in from. See, that's what I'm after. See how it just slightly puts a little bit of a bend right there? Yeah, that's it right there. Okay. Now, I'm going for, just like the title says, a little bit of a Canadian-style play. So this is not necessarily a Canadian-style interchange, nor is this per se, so I guess I'm kind of breaking my own rules already. But what I'm hoping to do is maybe have a little industrial port town or something right here. And I'm just kind of thinking efficiency, which is why we're doing this. And I'm hoping to maybe dot the... Actually, I'm going to turn this down, jeez. Music has its like, ups and downs here. I'm thinking of just having a few little small towns kind of dot where the highways kind of go. And then, well, you know, have some like forestry, have some farming, like that kind of stuff, right? I don't really want to have just one big mega city like I normally end up doing. Okay. Oh, you're from Mississauga, Chloe? Oh, no way. Oh, I have the, I have it, my friend. I definitely have the CN Tower asset for us. Actually, if I was doing the, in the city we normally work on, which unfortunately is running a little bit laggy right now on my poor computer, we have the CN Tower set up in that. I gotta, oh, KVD, oh my goodness, you're hard on yourself, my friend. I can definitely do that, though. Okay, so, center part of this roundabout, what we could do to maybe take advantage of it is put, like, a big statue or something in a park. Like, I'm always, you know, a big fan of doing that. I did, that was the coolest thing ever, that underground, cycling thing. I wish we had stuff like that in Toronto. Man, like biking in Toronto, it has a long way to go, put it that way. Okay, so in terms of some symmetry, I'd like maybe a road to kind of sneak maybe in this direction, and that's kind of be like our main street or whatever. It might eventually be upgraded to a 6-lane road. Alright, so just, you know, keeping an eye on money here. That's probably the extent of it right there. And we'll just do the bulk of our zoning directly off of this, just until we get our budget going. Okay, that's not too bad of a curve, right? And I'm thinking, you know, again, not like a super mega city. It's going to be kind of lower density, and maybe 1 or 2 main streets, and just kind of like some boxier, just simple neighborhoods. Like nothing too fancy here. Yeah, the roundabout, honestly, I'm a big fan of it. It's just, this is not really a traditional Canadian style thing. Like their highway exit would just be like going right into a red light on a road that would just kind of meet, like, you know, 90 degrees straight, like that type thing. But I'm just thinking, I don't want our traffic to get bogged down and kind of create any real big problems before we get too far into the game, right? Okay, so luckily we have some power production right here at the coast. That's super convenient. So maybe we can put this over here just to start. This will be a noisier area anyhow, and maybe we can just actually have our industry right here, because then it's just like right at the highway, right? Okay, so we'll try that. All right. I mean, 8 is our max, so I mean, it's the same over here, so. Okay. And let's double up on, because the thing about this, right, is we don't really have a current. You can kind of see the current just dies in the lake a little bit here. Ideally, we want to be over here. And like, I got that mod running so that we can cross the line, which is like super, I love that. It's so convenient, right? But I wish I could have the camera to do the same thing. But I don't think we can afford to stretch too far away just yet. So there's like the littlest amount of current, so we're gonna have our downspout over there, I guess, and we'll try an intake over here, and we'll just like, we'll hope for the best here. I don't want these to kind of get too close to each other. Yeah, bikes, I think they were added in with the no, you know what, the base game, it has bikes, so if you bought just the regular game, you should still have your bikes, but you get the bike lanes, I think, with the Snowfall DLC. I think that's what that happened right there. Okay. The current works for, oh, Fangorn, yes, thank you very much. And since there's a few more of you who just tuned in, I'm going to post the link right now to the mods that I'm using, and then this is a link to the map right here. Oh, another classic. This is like, it's literally a playlist of the classics, and I think all of these are like fair use domain type thing, which is why you know, we hear them all the time type thing, right? I feel like I should be humming along here, you know. I don't know what it is. Whenever I hear classical music, though, it always makes me think of like Christmas or the holidays. Like, I don't know. It doesn't have to be a holiday song too. I don't know why. I'm suddenly picturing this as like snowy and just, you know, everyone's just kind of busying themselves getting ready for, like, you know, maybe decorating the tree or something. So I'm thinking like super cost savings, just like minimize those costs right at the beginning here. So our industry should be able to just be, you know, connected right directly to that. Yeah, this is I like this song too, and I don't think there's going to be issues with the copyright. I really hope. If there are, I won't unfortunately be able to use this again. So it's a bit of a crapshoot right here, but yeah, I'm hopeful, right? Okay, so let's do. I mean, money, it's so fragile, right? Like, I really would like to get a second power plant in, because we are going to blow through that extraordinarily quickly. And just like in terms of neighborhoods and stuff, it's like, I'm just trying to visualize here. Because I see us going kind of to where this like little ledge is right here. I don't know. Maybe some forestry up here. We're going to have like 1 or 2 winding roads. Just seem to kind of go on forever. That'd be really cool, actually. Oh, man. Because I really, again, I don't want to make this too high density, and I always fall into that trap. So we got to make sure everything is just like laid out. Maybe we can take our time doing the extras for this one. And I was thinking of doing this as, you know, that city where everything was unlocked, and I'd be playing with unlimited money. I totally forgot to turn those on when I started the map, so we're just kind of doing this. And I guess it's kind of practice, because I do want to just do like one big city series that is just like pure aesthetics. Just like, you know, like Fendissimo, like 110%. Just every step of the way I want to make sure everything just looks nice. So extra challenges, that kind of stuff, right? Classical music is, oh, excellent. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for letting me know. So we're in the good here. Alright, so expect this a little bit more often then, if you guys are cool with this as a music change. Okay, so this is our main street right here, so commercial's going to go off this. Let's do ourselves a couple residential neighborhoods, just literally to get us started here. The simplest ones I can think of. And I'm just thinking, like, you know, like when I'm going to be designing this in my mind, I'm just thinking of, like, you know, towns that are outside of Toronto where I live, that are just, like, you know, along the highway, not too big. They've kind of grown, so you're going to see some tall buildings, but otherwise, just, you know, simple kind of layouts. I don't want to say simple towns, but, you know, they still have character and stuff, and they have, like, you know, old historic districts, so we'll still kind of do all that. But they're just not really a whole bunch of, you know, roundabouts or any of that kind of crazy stuff. They're just a little bit, you know, a little bit more simply laid out, which is totally fine and fair. And I imagine when they were designing these neighborhoods, let's kind of, you know, tell the story of the neighborhood here, we'd probably go in line with the highway, just for a little bit. I think visually that would just be kind of cool. And then these roads here, you know, they're just extras from the from some of the mods I'm using too. So for those of you who will be watching this later on YouTube, I'll you know, I'll post that link for you guys. You guys already know that, I think. You guys are right if I don't. Well, I appreciate you guys. You guys are supporting the cause here. And you guys are cool with the lights off too. It's a little bit laid back, a little bit chill. If you guys don't mind, the sun slowly going down. It was a hot one today in Toronto. Actually, I don't know if you guys. Where did I post that on? Yeah, it was on Twitter. It was plus 37. I managed to capture on my car right there the other day. Okay, so money. I mean, we're okay for money to a certain extent. We're actually not spending as much as I thought. Okay, I think that's okay. Ah, you see, we're like one tile off right there. Almost. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, right? This is what I'm after right here. That would just be like that. That's perfect. And this would be like, you know, like a corner park or something, maybe like a corner store right here, and just some like houses. And maybe a big field in behind some of the houses. That would be totally. And then like over here would be a little bit more of a box kind of layout like this. And I feel like maybe this stretch would be a little bit more open. And then we could have like a park with like a soccer field or like a baseball diamond and like a school, like that kind of stuff over here. And then in terms of like a back way in, I think we probably have one coming from here. And maybe that would just sneak. I don't know, actually, where would this kind of come through? Maybe just in like that. Yeah, then we can just do another bit of the neighborhood off this, but I think that's fine for us to start with. Now let's just do a little bit of an industrial sector as well. And then I feel like for the industry, I wouldn't necessarily be zoning off our main street. I'm still going to keep this for a little bit of commercial. But I think you just maybe would turn off one of the roads right here. And then you'd probably find, like especially in the western provinces, you would find these kind of roads that would just kind of just, you know, follow the main road like that. These little breakaway things like this. And you just have commercial zoning as your buffer, but in here would be like a little industrial park or something like that. Yeah, I know that minus 37. You guys are maniacs there. But yeah, I know in Toronto we're actually like officially in a heat wave. We got rain in the last couple of days or whatever, but I'm gonna move that if I won. But no, yeah, we're actually like in a drought. It's apparently the worst in 10 years, which is pretty mind blowing. So they're actually issuing like warnings and advisories saying like don't you know, don't water your lawn, cut back on like, you know, like laundry, like that kind of, don't waste water, that kind of stuff, right? That's a cool little start. Okay, I wish we had more money. Because I know we're going to have to buy another, what is it called? Police, a power plant. I'm thinking what word starts with a P right here, but. Okay, I'm just trying to visualize, because I want maybe this to come across too, right? Maybe like as a bridge over the highway. And again, you know, like this roundabout and this interchange right here, not really Canadian per se, right? But yeah, heat wave, all the snow melting. Yeah, exactly. That's it. That is exactly it. No, but with all the, because like we're right next to Lake Ontario, so all the, you know, all the heats or whatever, like makes these giant clouds because like, you know, they're evaporating the lake or whatever, right? And then the second the clouds hit land, it just kind of throws them all off, you know, because of the temperature difference, and you get these big, epic storms. So like last few nights, I don't know if you guys saw my Snapchat or whatever, it's just been like monumental downpour for like 20 minutes, and then it's like that's it, it's done. and then it's like hot, like galore hot, like crazy hot the next day. Okay, so just a little bit, you know, industry over here. I want to get us just started with something. And I feel like there'd probably be a few ways in and out just for the sake of, you know, traffic or whatever. And as long as we're, yeah, 10 units or so, that's fine for me for spacing or whatever in between the intersections. Okay, let's just go for it. Let's put in the pipes. I think we're good here. And then, like, ideally, the more compact your start, like, the more you'll save. Like, the more money you have to kind of spend on a few of the extras. So we're, honestly, I think this is one of the best starts we've done yet. Usually I'm, like, down to the last dollar. I'm actually surprised we have all this money. I'm like, man, what am I doing right here? What do we not, you know? So I think given our little early success here, I'm just going to buy a second power plant right away. And then I know like we can just, you know, turn down some of the stuff, but it's like our city's going to grow pretty fast, so I'm not really worried about budget in that sense. I know that if we put in like a good kind of frame, we'll hit the positives pretty soon. And I love this cross the line mod, just in case you guys are like, what is this witchcraft? How did you just do that? So that's also in the list or whatever, the mod list. Very convenient. So if you ever delete, you know, like a road or something, and you're on your, you ever done that by accident, you know, when you delete like what you think is still inside, and you just slightly cross the line, and it says like out of city boundaries, you can't connect there. That breaks my heart. Anyway, so that's the help with that. Canadian, I think it's, I like our speed limits. I think it's smart, right? I wish our speed limits were a little bit faster though, to be honest with you, because we have some that are 110 kilometer an hour, but most of our roads are, like, the maximum for the highway is 100. And then in town, they're just always stressing for you to drive slow, which is, I mean, totally fair. I think it's a matter of if more people drove manual transmission cars in North America, you would just see a safer, you know, road experience altogether. I'm actually gonna do that, just kind of create that same kind of little buffer idea, right? Yeah, it's kind of cool. Alright, so I'm happy with this as a start. Let's zone it. I'm honestly shocked that we have this much money left. I'm still kind of like, what are we doing here? Must be something we're missing, but no. So I'm gonna make these ones a little bit compact like this. If you don't want your houses to be all, you know, grouped together, just kind of give yourself a bit of space like this, give them a nice little backyard type thing. That's kind of cool. And if you're all about the details, this is when you could put fencing or like that kind of stuff in between. So lots of options. And then if you want, you maybe have like one or two bigger buildings, right? So over here. Maybe even this, or just, you know, we'll just let the game kind of decide. Heck, let's do it. We'll live dangerously over on that side, right? I like that. German speed limits? Yeah, so my parents, they used to live in Germany. So my dad, he's now retired. Like, he's in the reserves, I think technically. But he was in the Air Force for like 25 plus years, and he was a fighter pilot, which is like pretty darn cool, I think. And when he was it in the 80s, I guess, or whatever. So just before I was born, him and my mom lived in Germany because my dad was stationed there, and he was like part of like the combat air patrol, which was like pretty cool. And this is back when like East and West Germany were like different places, right? So it's kind of like a weird, weird time to have been alive back then. But anyways, my dad tells me stories of like just driving on the Autobahn and stuff, because my dad is very much a car enthusiast, and he's got a he bought a Porsche over there, and he actually brought it back with him. So he tells me stories about how he would try to max it out, and it's a pretty cool. It's a 911, and it's I think it's a 1984 Targa, which is kind of a nice looking one. And he says he could pass anything on the road except for a gas station. That was his joke, which I thought was kind of funny and kind of true. But you know what? If you're buying those cars, I don't really think you're buying them for the fuel efficiency, right? Okay, so we'll keep this part like this. I did want to put like a baseball diamond. We'll just kind of keep this as an open kind of field park, and we'll put like a high school up here because that kind of has that small town kind of feel to it, I think. Oh, you're from Germany? Oh, cool. Yeah, Germany I think is one of those places I could definitely see myself living. I think Germany is pretty cool. Honestly, my dad tells me the coolest stories, like just too much fun. And also just, like fun military stories, right? And he also did, he was a military police officer for a while too, so he just, would be sometimes doing like, high-speed chases and stuff like that. If anyone ever came onto the base, they have authority to like, enter pursuit, like that kind of stuff. Or, if like other soldiers are just, they had a little bit too much to drink and have done dumb stuff and have maybe stolen like, military vehicle or something, you gotta chase them down. It's pretty... Anyway, this kind of stuff, I don't even know if I'm allowed to talk about this on stream, right? But just funny stuff would happen, right? Okay, so let's buy this extra power plant since we were just rolling in dough somehow. So, zoning, I kind of envisioned some commercial along this stretch. Maybe this will be kind of nice with water view in the background. I want some more residential here. Like, I'm kind of feeling this as a residential street, to be honest. So why don't we do just really tiny little houses here? Just like this kind of style. And then even, like, you know when you dot these little ones, you get, it looks kind of like, I wouldn't say like a trailer park home, but like one of those little itty bitsy houses. Let's try a few of those and see how that kind of turns out. And then maybe on the back side, we can just do a couple little shops or something. But again, I'm just kind of going for that, you know, that little, like kind of small town feel here. I don't want this to get too big too quickly. Oh, speeding. Oh my goodness. Also, I used to live in Alberta as well, and people, they love to speed over there. Holy smokes, do they. Like when you're going through the Rockies or whatever, you're just, you know, just driving around, beautiful day, and it's like, you know, it's kind of those windy roads too, and you'll get a few just open stretches where it becomes 2 lanes and you can pass people. And it's like there might be like a Mustang or someone behind you that's just been waiting to, like, you know, open up, and then you move out of their way and they just like peel it, and you're just like, oh boy. And then, you know, like maybe 20 minutes later, you see them pulled over by a cop or something. So, I don't know. Is it worth it? They're fun, probably, but who knows, right? Okay, so let's. I'm curious to see if it's actually going to pan out well. I think our city is doing much better than I kind of am giving it credit for right here. So let's get our industry kind of beefed up. I know I originally said I was going to put some commercial in as that little boundary, but I don't think we actually need that much commercial to start. So we'll see how this visually kind of looks right here. I think when we start the dump and stuff, I mean, I don't know. We'll just kind of see. I might sneak that up where the highway is, but that kind of stuff ends up being a little bit permanent, so we'll just kind of see. I want to spend more of this money. This seems so silly to me. Okay. Yeah, BC, it's hard to speed over there. I noticed they, because I drove last summer. I drove actually cross country, because like I'm in Toronto, and my friends, they live on the west coast, so like Alberta. Actually, most of them live in Alberta. So I drove from Toronto to Alberta in 2 days, because I'm a maniac, and just, yeah, I've noticed that BC, they take their speed pretty seriously. Yeah, yeah, swimming duck, my dad would tell me the same thing. He'd be going, like, basically he would tell me this, right? So imagine you're standing in the middle of a road, and you're perfectly still, and there's a car coming at you going like 100 km/h plus, and it's maybe 3 or 4 blocks away. Just imagine how little a time frame that is for it to catch up to you, and if you're just standing still. And so he would say that he'd be going 200 on the highway in Germany on the Autobahn, and he'd blink, and just out of nowhere, a Ferrari would suddenly be there, and it would just rip past him at, like, you know, 300 plus, and you're just like, am I moving at all? You know, like, it's such a crazy. Yeah, I'm thinking that the power for the industry, oh yeah, right, we didn't zone over here, so I guess that's, yes, thank you. See, there we go. I almost destroyed the entire map here. Do I have any of these unlocked yet? Oh, I do. Excellent. So I'm going to put one of these power boxes just right here, and I think we'll just run some lines. Like, I want to start using like this kind of stuff. Like, this to me feels so much more real than using these big power lines. Like the giant power lines, I want to use these in between cities, and then whenever possible within the city, I want to start using these small little ones. But how do we get that over here? Like, I'm going to try to go for a little bit of aesthetics here. That's why I'm moving at a little bit of a slower pace. You guys are getting a little bit frustrated by that. I do apologize, but maybe it's the classical music, you know, it's got the calming effect, you know, so we're in no rush. So I mean, like, these, it's a shame because they're not really going to connect, right? So if we play pretend, like, you just go like this and pretend that they're connected. Is that a bad approach, right? All right, well, I mean, we'll just put these here. I mean, we're already connected, so these are not just more placeholder than anything else. But I just like the idea of these, especially in the residential parts of town. Just the fact that they're not connected there kind of drives me a bit crazy. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, let's press play here, guys. Let's see what happens. So I'm gonna put it on 1 speed, and I'm gonna do some more zoning as we go. School's gonna go over here. Same with the park. So I'm not gonna go on the inside. I am tempted to put a few more homes in over here. It might get a bit loud just with the highway being there. So I mean, we'll see, right? And then maybe like a couple little corner stores or something, right? Like that kind of stuff happening. Cool. Very nice. I want that like quaint little small town kind of like, you know, almost like that. I don't know, like what's the romance in a small town? That, you know, you're just strolling through a park, you know, just you can't really see any tall buildings. There's like a gazebo kind of thing. Everything's just peaceful. Maybe you can hear the water. You know, the highway hopefully isn't too busy so it's not too loud. Trains in the distance. I mean, it's kind of cool, right? The mountains in the background. I like this. So it's a pretty cool map. I do kind of wish I made a little bit more peaks or whatever in the in those mountains over there, but all in all, I kind of like this, guys. I think it turned out pretty well here. And this is already pretty quaint too. Like, I'm digging this. Definitely digging this. And I've got that building level up cap or whatever, that mod, so we can paint this as a district and then just stop the buildings from getting any bigger than this. So we can keep that small town feel forever. Oh, and I love this, guys. This is so cool. And I've downloaded so many of these like custom buildings, right? These little like corner kind of wraparound houses and stuff, so I like this. The Go-To Guy Shipping Center. That's kind of fun too, right? So a lot of these are just custom houses and stuff as well, so in case you're wondering why the game looks so different. Mostly, yeah, most of the stuff I just found just through the City Skylines subreddit. Just kind of click on whatever's popular. So some of these I think are Brooklyn themed buildings. Honestly, I really like the expansions. I personally would wait for them to go on sale, because they do go on sale often. If you guys don't mind shelling out full price, I think there's a good amount of value in there. The Snowfall, it's more like you're just kind of buying the expansion for... I mean, the snow is obviously it's fun and decorative. If you're not really into snow and you're never going to use the snow maps, you're not really missing out. It's more just like you're buying trams. So if you feel like your city is just, you know, you're missing out on that tram experience, that's basically what you're buying Snowfall for. And that's not a bad thing at all. Like, I would totally buy a separate expansion just for trams. I'm glad that they actually included it with the Snowfall. It makes a nice little combination right there. But After Dark, I think, is like definitely the best DLC package. Totally worth it. And then the Match Day, that one's free, so you can totally get that one at no charge. You got to look it up through the Steam Workshop though. So just type in like Match Day, and you got to put it in your shopping cart and like purchase it, but it's like free, so it's like a free purchase. But you got to go through like the motions so that Steam knows you want it, type thing, right? Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, exactly. The Snowfall one, it's pretty much cosmetic. But we're doing a Snowfall series over on the YouTube channel. We're having a lot of fun with that, and it just feels strange whenever we're doing it in the the summertime. I actually have to do guys, I'm so far behind on recording for you. You know, I've been doing a lot of the tutorial videos lately, but just in general, I'm at such a busy point in my my real life endeavors or whatever. And some of these office buildings and stuff, these are all custom too, so these are kind of cool to see. Actually, I went through, and most of them were actually UK-inspired buildings. I thought they actually had a cool little smaller kind of office-y kind of, industrial feel all mixed into one or whatever, versus just being kind of like, pipes and industry. But this is kind of cool though, still with all these like, storage tanks and stuff, right? Oh, what happened to that message? We oh, right, yeah, right, no torrenting, right? Appreciate that, thank you. Yep, definitely, yep. Yeah, I mean, torrenting. Yeah, I don't. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, but whenever possible, especially if it's a good game, I would rather support the the dev makers, even if it means I have to borrow a few bucks from my friends or something like that. Just if I tell them it's for video games, maybe they'll understand. Right, perfect. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that as well, Danny Loth. That maybe that would kind of rotate between the seasons, but in the City Skylines subreddit, there's been talk about some of the modders trying to work on... Because when you put your trees a little bit too close to your industry, how they sometimes start turning a little bit red and stuff. So, there's theoretically the ability to kind of mimic that. So if you get some mods going, and you can kind of play with how the, the seasonal clock or whatever would work with the regular day clock, I think it's possible. Just might be a little bit early on, but it's kind of cool. I mean, that kind of stuff, it just keeps the game fresh over time, too. Which is such a good feeling, right? You don't want this game to get stale. Okay, so let's move this over to 3-speed. Again, I'm still kind of surprised we actually are doing as well as we are. So I'm going to move some of our power lines over here. Keep the game happy with us. And again, I'm just going to kind of visually just keep an eye on these and just see if I like these over the other ones. But I'm not 100% just because they have that gap or whatever right there, but... Alright, so we've moved over to 3 speed now, so we should see some more people coming in. Let's get our budget into the positives, and then we'll just do a little bit of an aggressive kind of, you know, expansion on, you know, on our residential neighborhoods here. Start unlocking some milestones, as it were. This is pretty cool. I like it so far, guys. Hey, Pete McTavish, thanks for stopping by today. Appreciate that. I hope you guys are having a good Friday, too. I feel like it's been a long week, you know? And usually I'm seeing you guys on Sundays, right? So we're kind of like, you know, signing off on the weekend. But here we are, starting the weekend off. It's a good feeling, right? I feel like I'm, you know, like that's a 10 pounds lighter kind of feeling, right? Yeah, no, I mean, it's fair. I mean, when I was younger, too, when I really couldn't afford much, I would do a little bit more torrenting. But I just didn't feel right about it. And then, you know, you couldn't really play online or anything. I know this is not an online game, but at the same time, right? I kind of missed out on the multiplayer experience, right? Like that. I didn't like that feeling. But also, I mean, these days, just a good game, you know, the company deserves your money because there's so many games out there that are just rushed to market. You're just like, oh gosh, this game is so bad, you know? Okay, we're in the positives here. Let's do it. Let's expand. So maybe we can have a road that kind of runs maybe straight like this now, and we'll kind of keep that main road going along over here. Just kind of going. Oh, it's basically all of our money, isn't it? Well, let's get a little bit of it started, and I'm hoping in terms of symmetry. Actually, I wonder if this is a good one to. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna do this in a couple stages. I have to do this just for a point of reference, so it's unfortunately gonna use a lot of our money. And then I want this to come down about here, and then we'll start making the, you know, the wider avenue road right there. And then we'll kind of, you know, connect those in a nice little fashion right there. So I'm gonna put this to 3 speed. And I don't think we can adjust taxes yet, right? I know I can, you know, turn these down and get a few extra bucks, but really, like, I'm not worried. We're moving in the right direction. Especially if I do some more zoning right here. So let's put some of this in on this side. A few of these larger style apartment buildings right here. Maybe a couple houses right over here. Just kind of sneak in a few more taxpayers. Get us some more monies. That'll be kind of cool as a little wide one. Nice. And then in terms of power, oh no, we're actually running out. Oh no, this is, darn it, we were off to such a good start, and here it is already starting to crumble. Okay, well, oh, good. Before I forget, let's turn up the taxes. We hit these guys with a 12% to start. And then if we can get happiness in the city rolling, I might bump it up to 13 just to get some more moolah, but I think we're okay at that level. We can definitely now afford a new power plant. How much is this one? 19,000? That's all the money, darn it. Okay, let's just drop in one of these guys. Closer to the highway side, I guess. Just so that we get fuel in and out a bit more quickly. And since it's starting to creep up, let's extend this by 1 block or so. We are starting to get that hill, so maybe we're going to go this way, I think, eventually. Okay, so let's just go across. Just fill this. Oh, it's Saturday already for you? Well, I was close. Friday for me, you know, still over here, but. See, what I'm going to ask for, right? The lottery numbers. That's how it works here. That's our weekly thing, you know? None of them have worked yet, so maybe you're lying to me, but. What a funny system that would be. Just call Australia. Alright, what are the lottery numbers? I have to go a little bit further, I think. Okay. Oh, our poor money situation, but at least we're not in the negatives. So we're moving in the right direction. Okay. Of course, as I've done this, we now have 0 demand for industry. But that's okay. And of course, no real demand for commercial either, so actually let's switch that. Cool. And I think we're going to put in the dump now before I forget. And I'm fine having it up here near the highway. Just obviously it's not permanent. Just when you put it down, it is going to be stuck there for a while because we have nowhere to empty it into. These are like 4,000, I think? Yeah. And that should fit right. Oh, yes. I'm going to go 1 down, though. So maybe we can put like a little path or something around it, hide it in trees, that kind of stuff. I like this interchange. So in North America, they are starting to change some of them over to these double crossover merging interchanges. Or you'll see it happen at ground level, where there'll be like a traffic light, and then just, you know, kind of flows through with the traffic. And interestingly enough, in Canada, so we have like what's called the Trans-Canada Highway, which is basically like the one Canada, like, you know, long highway or whatever that goes the whole way across the country. And in really, really small towns that just kind of started out right at the side of the highway, they now have like actual traffic lights, and the highway speed limit is slowed down. So the highway would become like the main street of a town, which is kind of interesting. And everyone kind of makes jokes that, you know, in Canada you don't even have like one you know, non like traffic light link from end to end, right? Which is kind of funny, but because traffic lights on the highway, right? That just seems bonkers. But it's a thing, especially in the small towns. This is kind of cool, right? With the little, you know, how we're not just kind of doing one big blob of zoning, how we're just kind of sectioning off little areas here. But you can kind of see that we're going to have to do some detailing and, you know, put in fences and backyards and, you know, maybe a wall of trees over here. Just make things feel a little bit more, you know, more real or whatever, right? Okay, so let's put in our actually, let's take out a loan here. Since we're not really getting enough of this money. We don't want our people to move out now since they're starting to call for garbage. Okay, so that goes in. Let's do the rest of our services right here. You know what? Let's let this people kind of move back in and get all happy and whatnot before we start doing some more services, because it's unfortunately going to put us even further in the negatives. So instead, let's use what money we have left to build ourselves a few more neighborhoods. Get some more taxpayers in. Oh, beautiful. I love when that stuff just lines up. Okay, go across. And I am aware that we're in a negative budget. Like, I'm not stressing too much about that. I'm going to back up by 1/4 of an inch. And that's not too bad. Probably could have been done a little bit more cleanly, but it'd be nice maybe to have one of these kind of sneaking through. So I like the way those look, just in terms of the street lights and everything. And obviously they do help a little bit with traffic, right? So I'm just going to pause it, just so we don't bleed too much money here. And I'm just going to put the remainder of our dollars here to work. Okay, so that's like that. That's fine. And then it would be nice to maybe continue this along. Yeah, just, you know what, that's not really cooperating. That's better. Still not perfect, but I'm going to take that over nothing. And just because we have the ability to, I'm actually going to take the traffic light off right here. Because, you know, in real life this would be like a stop sign, right? So I think there's a way to like make it like a yield or whatever, but I think we'll just let the game kind of do its own thing over there. Okay. So that'll continue over to here. And then let's do just a few little side streets. And we'll keep them just kind of uniform shape, and we'll maybe just do one little thing here that's different. Just to be different. That's cool. And what are we calling for here? It looks like our people are getting sick, so we're actually going to have to get some more of these services in, but we are out of money. So, hold tight, my friends. Okay, so zoning. And I wonder if we alternate, if that'll look kind of... No, you know what? Let's let the game kind of decide in these little areas here. I'm actually fine filling these in for a bit more density. And then say on this side, we can just make these just like that. Now I'm going to ramp it up to 3 speed, let these people move in, and that should hopefully move us right into a positive budget, and then we can start spending some money on some services. Okay, bigger building there. I wish there was a faster way to do this, like you can kind of set the size or whatever and just kind of stamp or whatever, but Wait a minute, the whole point of this is supposed to be relaxed and hanging out. That's why we're listening to classical music. What am I in a rush for? We're not going anywhere. Okay, so power will eventually make its way over once we connect everybody up. Let's keep that commercial line going down here. And then maybe just a few more buildings on that side than usual. And the same idea over here, just, you know, a little bit of a bigger backyard kind of feel. And then really we'll see. I mean, we could get really right down to the nitty-gritty and just do super amounts of like custom detailing, and I mean, I'm not opposed to it. We'll just kind of see. Oh, that's a good idea too, actually. Yeah, use the skinnier roads. Actually, I like the idea of a lot. Let's do that over here. Oh yeah, that's game changer. I like that a lot. Oh, that's such a, yeah, very good idea. I appreciate that. I'm actually gonna do the same thing on a few of these now, which does change so many of our our buildings around, but that's okay. We'll just rezone here. Okay, so let's I mean, heck, let's just go that far. Why not? Why not? Take that line out. Oops. I mean, let's just try it out. Let's just kind of see how that looks, right? So not overly dense, but some mixed up neighborhoods here in terms of density. Just turn that like that. Cool. Okay, so piping. Definitely feeling that. Yeah, I know, I'm expecting to pay that much tax, and well, you know what, sometimes a little bit slow to deliver some of our service here. I'm a little bit forgetful. That's why I have you guys to help me out. Okay, I'm actually surprised we don't have more industrial demand. I'm actually calling for workers, interestingly enough. Let's look at our, you know, demand down here, right? So what few squares we do have available, they are filling in. So that's, I mean, that's fine by me, but I kind of thought this would be much more, you know, much more lively. Oh, Pycan is such a cool idea. I wouldn't mind doing that. I could do that for like a fun little video, but I don't think I'm gonna do that over here though. But it's kind of a cool idea though. Okay, maybe... You know, it'd be kind of fun to use over here as well would be some of these like little plain streets on some of the side areas. Because that way we could get, like, you know, over here for example, right, we could get like some of the park assets and that kind of stuff connecting to those. And we can put like parking lots, like that kind of stuff. Because, you know, in real life you can drive through some parks. I'm going to turn the speed limit down, I think, a little bit here though. So you're less likely to kind of cut through here. Let's bring these down to a 20. And then, you know, your sims, they're going to pick whatever route is a little bit faster or more efficient. So if we're making this 20, they might stick to the 40 because it's just a faster, you know, way around. Even though you have to drive a longer distance, right? Hey, cool. We've already unlocked our next, look at, we're blowing through the milestones here. This is cool. That helps the financial situation out as well. So let's start putting in some of our much needed services. A little clinic right there. And I kind of see putting, you know, more of the services, that kind of stuff, along our main street here. And we're going to need another highway thingamajigger on and off ramp eventually. And I'm still really not opposed to using this as, I want to say kind of like our historic kind of like, you know, feel, but like maybe there was a European influence a little bit. Because you sometimes see that in the French-Canadian towns. You'll see some roundabouts and just, yeah, I mean, the cities are a little bit different than the rest of the, you know, rest of Canada. Worthy Village, we're getting there, right, guys? I'm going to bring the light up here. Start building during the day now. I think we've enjoyed enough of our darkness. And now, since we have this little bit here, let's start doing some more housing. Let's do that. Maybe go further with that one. Cool. I mean, it's fun. I'm getting carried away here, but I like it. I mean, by that same logic, we could probably put over there the same things. I'm just kind of waiting to unlock, you know, the parks so we can put in parking lots and stuff. So I think that'll be kind of the variable factor. Okay, so let's expand on this. I'm just thinking, you know, just get some extra taxpayers in. That's why sometimes some of these neighborhoods are a little bit, you know, filled in versus everything else. But I mean, it's a nice little start, guys. I think so, right? Get our schooling going. I did want schooling to be in and around here. I kind of see maybe the high school going there, though. Or actually, no, that's a really nice size. That actually works really well right there. And I want it near the park anyway, so that's perfect. I like this. So you guys have any fun plans for the weekend? Like, what are you guys up to? I don't. Normally I find out about your plans afterwards. So you guys have to give me. You have to live vicariously through you guys. Oh, and yeah, look at this. Remember our little question about how the current would affect our you know, our piping and stuff? Looks like we're okay. It's not the strongest current, but it's just enough that we're not going to bump into any problems, I don't think. Even when this starts to kind of make its way around, it should just slowly hug the bank and get back out into the harbor over there. Playing Pokemon Go? Man, the amount of people I see playing that is so wild. Like, I'm not walking, I'm driving home or whatever, and I'll be stuck in traffic, and it'll be like a big park or whatever, and you'll just see like a whole bunch of people, you know, staring at their phone in the middle of the field, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what they're up to. And it's people like of all ages, right? You'll see like, you know, they're just pointing stuff everywhere. There's like click, 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 click. I love it. Gets people out, gets people together. And I'm seeing so many of these fun posts on Reddit where everyone's kind of like, you know, sharing badges and shirts, and they're setting up like, you know, lemonade stands near the gyms and everything. And I mean, it's kind of cool, right? And yeah, people are getting their parents in too, which I think is that's kind of fun as well, right? And then some parents are also just totally clueless and they have no idea what's going on. They're like, what is this? What is this? What is this Pokemon? You know, Pokemon, is that what it is, you know? Just nothing exciting, just doing laundry. Actually, I got some laundry planned as well. I'm a little bit backlogged on that. It's crazy how laundry just like accumulates. It's nuts. And I'm always telling myself, like, stop doing these giant loads, you know? But I unfortunately just, you know, I let it just build up, and so I think tomorrow I have to do laundry actually for the first part of the morning. Was it just starting to rain? Oh, our first rainstorm in town. Okay. DTM? What is this? Oh my goodness. Oh, an auto race. Oh, cool. That'll be kind of fun, actually. Alright, how are we doing budget-wise? Oh yeah, we're doing really well here, guys. So let's start buying some more services now that we can, I think, afford them. I mean, like, crime is not too bad. If we were trying to unlock some of those milestones, which I mean, I don't think we're going to be honest. We could let crime get up to 50% right now, but I don't think it's worth it. Okay, we'll put that over there. I do intend to put a police station on this side as well. Oh, you know what? I totally should have bought fire first. That's such a more... Yeah, that was not very smart, because now, how do we put out that fire? Oh, goodness gracious me. Can we take out a second loan? I don't think so yet. We can! Yes! Saved by the bell here. Okay, so this is like a UK style, like a European style fire hall. Probably wouldn't see this in Canada. I happen to like this building, but maybe this is where they do some of the training. So that's why they have that little building back there. So, you know, it could possibly be, you know, telling the story or whatever, right? I feel like whenever you're doing, especially these small town settings, everything just has to kind of tie together nicely. You know, you tell the story, the narrative kind of just makes things a little bit more real as well. You know? I don't know. I know I'm not alone in this. I think you guys know what I'm talking about here. I think these, yeah, this is nice. So we'll put one of these in our industrial park. That's fine to use right there. I want some of these older style buildings. I don't think it actually fits 100% nicely in that spot, so I'm actually going to move that over where it's flat. Yeah, whenever possible though, I want to have, yeah, like I said, like a little bit of European influence. We'll have some of these older buildings here. Like I was saying about here, maybe, you know, we could have like an old kind of statue or something in the middle here, and then our government buildings could be right here. And then, you know, the industry could move. Like the city, it's pretty early on, right? Like nothing's set in stone. Okay. Well, you know what I mean, though. It's not like perfect European influence, right? But just like a little bit of a roundabout here and there is kind of what I mean by European influence, you know? Okay. So I don't think we're going to buy the next police station for a while. I think we're fine with our 2 fire stations. We could arguably get a bit more coverage up here, but it's more the industry that's going to burn themselves down first, so those are the ones I'm worried about. I think we're fine with the one health thing as well. And you can kind of see, I don't think we can even afford anything else. Okay, let's move towards our next goal here, which is not too far away. We just got to 1100. So just a few more buildings should pretty much do that. So let's expand on our main road here. That's pretty decent slope. I actually like how that turned out. And I'm totally fine keeping this a bit boxy. It is a bit boring, but totally in real life, it'd just be like a plain Jane kind of neighborhood right here. A little bit of character, so you maybe have some of the streets kind of go in a bit of a different direction, but just your typical small town Canadian little feel right here. Just be a little bit more, it's kind of like that American style, a little bit boxier. Kind of see where the influence would come from. But again, maybe our town's a bit progressive, so maybe sometimes we have like a roundabout or something. So we could try that over here. Let's see how that would look actually. Let's go out by 5. Let's just put a little tiny roundabout over here, just to make this neighborhood feel a little bit different. I don't think we're going to be able to be 100% even between the two, so like our road's going to be longer on one side. Like this little bit here, right? But I mean, that's totally fine. And so maybe this can come down, just like that. 45-degree angles look kind of nice, I think. So let's try and go for that. And I realize it's a little bit dizzying sometimes, my angles here with the rain, so I apologize there, guys. I kind of forget about that sometimes until I'm kind of getting lost in it myself, Okay, so just, nothing too crazy over here. A little bit of change of pace, though. Kind of digging that, right? Yeah, tiny roundabouts. That's kind of the more European feel, right? Yes, yeah. I'd say even tinier than this would be. This would be like, I want to say like Scandinavian style, but these would be like the big, oversized, like, interchanges that would be ground level. That kind of link maybe a few of the small county roads. You wouldn't really maybe have it in town or whatever, but this is just literally in the name of efficiency and that kind of stuff. So I think we're, not really winning over in that sense, but yeah, it looks kind of okay. And so, I wouldn't normally zone in the roundabouts. Let's just kind of keep this. It depends on the city. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I don't think we're going to here, though. Just a few houses. And then, I don't have a set population in mind, but we will kind of take a little bit of a break in our expansion, kind of let our money kind of grow, and then we'll start putting in some of the finer details, like fencings and like that kind of stuff. You guys are cool sitting through that. It's going to be pretty painstaking and time-consuming. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I know swimming duck. I noticed that about like in game, like roundabouts. They only have like a certain kind of capacity, and I'm noticing now when I'm looking at like other cities for influence, I'm noticing there's like traffic lights now before roundabout, just to kind of govern how much traffic actually goes in. Really, it's just these days, the 2016 onward grind. It's not really like it's all about getting people into alternate forms of transit. Like, you can only improve upon the roads so much more until you're just at that critical point where you just got to get people into a bike or, taking a bus or taking a tram or something. And in Toronto, at least, it's tricky for that. And oh gosh, is my game okay? Good. I was like, is my game crashing? No, it's one of them. I thought it was a milestone. That one took a little bit of time. A little bit of hiccup right there. Whew, scared me. Okay, so let's maybe get a few more of our essential services. And we're actually not making as much money as I thought. I think we need some more taxpayers. Okay, so over here, let's do a little planned community or something. Okay, in terms of structure and symmetry and stuff, maybe have it like kind of boxy, like this or whatever, little central square thing. Okay, I'm just gonna eyeball this. I should just use Oh wait, I don't really have too many streets unlocked just yet. Which is no problem. Actually, I want to be symmetrical off something. So we're gonna go like this. I'm not keeping this road. This is just for like a point of reference. I don't like when these things. You see that doesn't line up? I hate when that happens. So I can't go in at a 90-degree angle here. Oh, it drives me bonkers. But c'est la vie. So we'll just do our best. See how that slightly curves? Oh my goodness. Luckily it doesn't look bad, but oh boy, those are the kind of things I just wish. In a perfect world, you know? Really, that's a bad example. That one actually looks really nice. Damn curves look so nice. Oh gosh. Alright, so I don't want too much traffic getting stopped here, as well as get rid of that. This will come in as a back entrance if we can get it to cooperate. There we can. Probably a park would be suitable here. Just some trees and stuff. Let's bring the day up. And I wish there was some like weather controls here. I know I can turn the weather off, but I do kind of like dynamic weather, so I guess I'm complaining over nothing here, right? Okay, now I wanted a square kind of feeling happening just like that. That's fine. Oh, you know, it'd be so nice if it actually was maybe in line in between the two. So what are we at here for length? 23. Of course, it has to be a number that we cannot break in half. Story of my life. Let's go down by 3 units here. Please, oh god. There we are. Excellent. So hopefully, yeah, there we go. 26. Beautiful. Let's go this. That's 8 as well. It's... No! Almost. Oh, we're almost there, guys. Almost there. Let's do the same thing. Okay, good. Good. Okay, so that'll go like this. That's kind of a square kind of feel right there. Again, like parking lots, park, we'll kind of connect that to the, you know, to there. Otherwise, I just want a little bit like a planned community kind of feel over here. So let's have some side roads. Nope, not quite. And let's actually make this one. There we go. Cool. And again, we'll keep this a little bit open. We are a bit close to the highway over here, so we'll kind of see how that ends up looking when we upgrade. But I mean, it's not the worst choice, but we'll just kind of see. We'll go like that. A few more of these side streets going. There we go. Cool. Okay, let's fill this in. And you know, actually, no. Let's just put in some buildings here. Why not? And I'm curious to see. We'll keep an eye on traffic, but maybe some commercial here too, because I feel like there would just be stuff like right when you get off the highway, like into town here, even on this side. If this is like total bottleneck city, we'll move things off. But I think we're okay like that. Oh, Pycan, that's funny. Actually, I almost said that out loud. There are 10 types, but there are 2 types. You're right. That's a good. There are 10 types. Right, we're not zoning on that side. Zoning over here, though. And then, I mean, we are close to the highway, so it's like, if people do complain about sound, I'm not going to blame them. We might end up moving them. Just go like this. Maybe we have a few shops up here, too. Because we can always do a big line of trees here, or upgrade these to sound barrier roads. We'll kind of see how things develop. This music is feeling... I'm enjoying this, actually, the classical music. kind of this is kind of fun. It's a good change of pace here, guys. Okay. And it was my intention to fill, I guess, the bulk of this little area up, so why not just keep going? Let's just go a little bit more of a gap. Okay, keep this open for park stuff, like I said. Actually, I wanted this part open too, darn it. Maybe our park got a little bit condensed, so I guess we'll do some buildings on this side too. Okay, we'll leave that open, because I actually want to put some actual parks as well as maybe making our own little fake-looking ones. Alright. So our little industrial plot is essentially full, it looks like now, so let's do a little bit of expansion on that, because it seems like we're starting to see an uptick, finally, happening over there. Okay, I guess we'll just continue this in a bit of a boxy shape as well. I mean, we might as well. We're pretty close to the highway anyway over here, so... Let's upgrade this to get a few more cars through. Oh, I just realized, yeah, okay, I see what we did there. Okay. So maybe we'll have this follow as well. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine as well. Again, just a little bit boxy, which is, I mean, totally no problem. It is kind of boring. But, oh well. Alright, just to mix things up, right? There we go. So that's what I'm doing to try and be less boring, I guess. I am, you know, to a certain extent going for some realism here. And it's not like I have like Google Maps or anything open here. I'm just kind of designing off the top of my head. But I'm just thinking of what like towns would look like that I've driven through or that are in like smaller parts of, you know, Canada or whatever, right? This, I mean, so far feels like kind of that North American style small town that's right on the side of the highway. I'm digging this vibe and feel so far. Hope you guys are feeling it too. Again, I agree. I think music does spawn some creativity for sure. All right, well, let's get some beautification here. Let's do it. I'm talking about it. Okay, where do we even begin? Alright, well, for starters, let's build ourselves a custom park. I do want to put a high school in it. I know we haven't unlocked any yet, but I actually want to put in this. I know that's all of our money, basically, but I want to work around that. So that classic, I know there's an American flag here, but it's a classic kind of, you know, high school little feel nonetheless. That's so cool, it just kind of flutters in the wind. I like that. I never actually noticed that before. Oh, that is above and beyond, guys. This game sometimes, just I love it. It's a custom asset I downloaded. Very nice. Okay, so next to our high school, for sure would be like a little track and field, or like a little football field, like that kind of thing, right? So, I mean, our money... No, we have no money. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Can't even... we can... pay this and then take that back, right? Okay, well, we have a little bit of money then, so I take that back. Oh, you went to Montreal and Quebec? Oh, no way! Yeah, that's basically the oldest part, or one of the older parts of the country. And that's kind of like has a little bit more of that European kind of influence. But it feels like you're honestly going to an entirely different country when you go visit over there, which is pretty cool. I like how diverse our own country is, which is, it's a fun feeling. Yeah, so I was thinking of a track and field, or I thought I had there's like a different colored one. I guess that's in the regular parks. Whereabouts are you, my friend? Oh, actually, no, let's do one of these. Yeah, right? Oh, that's so big, though. Oh, no, of course we're off by one. No! Okay, well... Since that is the case, like, I really want to use that. Okay, darn it. Our entire plan here is changing. So this is the school. I'm just going to find a better spot for it. Yeah, I'll just move that one block down. Not that that was a bad spot, but I want that extra bit of room Are we off by 1 here as well? Look like I can't win. Okay, so let's try this again here. So let's put that over here. That's fine. That works for me. We may have to move it again just to center it well with the with this field right here. Yeah, so we're gonna move this again. Here we go. Now I think we should actually move it over so that the building's in line with the field, and we don't actually pay too much attention to how it's in line with the stands. Yeah, that for me feels a lot better. And then we'll put like a little homemade kind of custom park in here. Yeah, this is kind of cool. I mean, this is a little bit overkill in terms of size, especially for like a high school setting, but at the same time, why not, right? It's kind of fun. I like this, guys. And then at night, this is like a really killer asset. Look at that, right? Ooh la la. C'est très joli. Ooh, magnifique, right? Alright. Lights up, please. And pathways. Sounds like I'm saying Anne Hathaway, but it's and pathways. That's kind of weird. Okay, so let's go over here. Of course, it has to give us a strange little way to get. What? The game sometimes has like the weirdest sense of humor. It feels like. Oh, that's kind of fun though. Darn, wish we could make that work. Can we? All right, game, don't toy with me here. Can we actually make this happen? This is kind of cool. I wish we could do one square long things right there, but unfortunately you cannot. Okay, so we can do this. It is a little bit of an odd kind of cluster right here with how the concrete comes down. But maybe what we could do in these little things is maybe put some like gazebos or something, right? Or like a park kind of dealio. A park dealio. Sounds very scientific. Yes, this park dealio you speak of, what might it look like? You know? Well, you know, like box and this and park shape, you know, like, I don't know. I'm thinking of like trees or something, like, I don't know, right? Like, okay, so we're, oh, I need a gazebo. Oh, I can hear my, my cat outside. It's too early for dinner, sir. Probably wants to go outside. He's just outside my door. If he meows constantly, oh, I totally forgot we can use surface painter over here. I'm so silly. If he meows constantly, I'm gonna have to let him out, guys. But hopefully one of my roommates comes down and opens the door for him. Yeah, this is the map I made here. 1 second, guys. I'm gonna let him out. Otherwise, this poor guy's gonna go on forever. Let me link you guys the mod list again and the whatchamacallits. And I appreciate you putting the link up in our Steam group. So you guys should check out the Steam group. So that's the map right there, and that's the mod list I'm using. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna let my cat out. 1 second, guys. Okay. Back in action, there we go. So that's kind of nice, right? And then when we go over top of everything with the surface painter, the Sims are still going to use the, you know, the pathway's the same, but sorry, it'll be like just kind of that uniform concrete color, which will be pretty slick, if you ask me. Okay, well let's design this up, since we're actually going to be doing some surface painting over here. Let us have some fun. And like, you know, the goal for me right now is not really to like unlock, you know, population milestones or just build the biggest city. I just want to make something kind of just nice and just, you know, small and quaint and just feeling a little bit more real than usual. I mean, the finer details like this, I do kind of gloss over them. Or I'll just do like condensed versions of like little custom parks, like that kind of stuff, right? Like not really enough sometimes. So let's do just, you know, some signage, some benches, you know, that kind of stuff, right? Maybe not picnic tables, but... The idea, yeah, it's, you know, to make the place kind of feel a little bit more real. Those three are kind of nice like that. And I think if we take our time and do this everywhere throughout the, you know, our little region here, things will just kind of feel, yeah, it's a little bit nicer. Oh, we have so much cool stuff. Oh my gosh. As you can see, I've been going. Cause remember, like, you know, a few weeks ago, actually, I guess it's almost a month or plus now. I ran into all those problems with those assets, and I cleaned out like, you know, 300 or 400 plus of them. Right? Well, they've been slowly creeping back in. So my numbers are starting to get a little bit out of control again. Oh, fountains are nice. I'm looking just for more just generic-y park kind of stuff. I know a fountain, I guess, is kind of generic-y and parky. Little flower stands and stuff might be kind of nice, though, in a few areas here. Yeah, I know, there is that mod. I do mean to install it. It's just like, those are the kind of mods, like, in my mind, I feel like I can do without, because I don't want to, like, just clog up my system. But then I spend, like, 10 or 20 minutes looking for stuff, so it's kind of like this weird, I won't say catch-22, right? But a dog park trash can. I wonder what the difference between this and a regular park trash can is. Okay, well, either way, we're putting that in. And, I mean, let's get some more benches on the other side over here, right? So what are we going to put over here? I guess maybe a big tree or something like that, right? So let's do... I mean, we don't even have to put surface painter over all of this. We can actually keep a little bit of segregation and have some grass and everything. It doesn't all have to be a concrete jungle over here. I feel like that middle one is just like a little bit off. Nope. I made it worse. That's better. And it's cool to see people cruising through here already. Actually, I quite like this. So, let's connect down here. And it's convenient. I mean, you know, cars, they still will go through here. You won't see too many of them, though, just because of the, you know, the low speed aspect. But if we do put, like, a parking lot or something, you'll see just a little bit of light traffic. Let's put a few of those in, actually. And we're unfortunately out of money, so I guess forget what I said about, you know, everything else, you know, taking our time and this and that, right? I think we actually should be going a little bit faster just so we get some more income coming in. So unfortunately, some of these custom assets are just like thousands and thousands of dollars, right? Oh, it would be nice to get. I see. Okay, that's probably gonna work for me. That there is fine. And oh, I wish that was over by one. No. Okay, so if that's the case, I'm actually gonna extend this over. It makes the path here look a little bit strange. Let me try this way. Yeah, I mean, same idea, but I think maybe it's better on this side like that. I can handle that. How does that look over here? Does that look cleaner? Kind of, maybe. No, it doesn't really look right because it's just not the right just size for it. So I'm actually gonna take this out. Even though it's a nice one. Not quite what we're after. I've got a smaller. Where is it? Oh, here it is. I got one of these. Oh, and of course this won't line up, right? Wait. Yes. Kind of. Sort of? Kind of? Yeah, if we put something right here, I think that might make it look a bit more, a bit more functional. Hey, Vanguard. What is going on, my friend? As you can see, we actually made some progress here. Little showcase here. Our small town, it's growing, guys. I'm liking this. There is actually a way to get the square-shaped brushes. You need the surface painter, though. Surface painter in combination with the extra landscaping tools, you can kind of change everything over. So you can have like a single brush. So right, you can see single unit for squares for really anything, or you can circle it up, right? And I should be able to. I guess maybe these are for other things, right? But I should be able to kind of change the brush type. But this just offers like way more options in the end game, just default stuff, right? Oh yeah, I want to get back into Fangorn. I really want to play Kerbal Space. It's so, I want to say, intimidating. I'm just so bad at it. It's like I don't really, I need to spend a few days kind of learning all the basics, and I don't really have that kind of time on my hands right now. So I keep just kind of like playing all the classics and whatnot right now. I feel like I just need like a vacation for like 2 or 3 weeks so I can get caught up in video games. I mean, is that the silliest thing ever, or is that just like unrealistic, or? Oh goodness, but I mean, it's kind of how I feel though. Okay, so I mean, just a few more little small neighborhoods here. That one kind of mirrors that. Not perfectly, but I think that kind of stuff in the long run just looks a little bit nice when you have some symmetrical aspects. And maybe it'd be nice to have this go down. So you can see we need some more taxpayers because we're like basically out of money, and we're just doing the most simple of expansion right now, right? So. Yeah, you're into Kerbal Space Program. Honestly, yeah, I'm really, I want to get it. Like, or I don't want to get it. I want to start playing it again because I bought it the day it came out. Like, I remember seeing all the posts and everything and just being like, oh my goodness, right? And I wanted to support them so badly. And then I played it, and the learning curve is so steep, and I was like, well, you know what, the game's like super alpha. I'll just kind of wait it out. It'll get better. And now the game's at a playable state, like just so playable right now. So. It's still an alpha, I think, technically, right? Or maybe they're in beta now, I don't know. Either way, the game is still in development, let's put it that way. But it's at a point where it's like, yeah, I really want to jump in. And I'm just thinking, you know, maybe some of these side streets just to kind of mix up to some of the shapes. And if we do the same kind of angle, maybe that'll look kind of cool from the overhead. And I keep turning down to 3-speed, or down from 3-speed to 1-speed, because I actually don't want it to be going too fast through our little milestones and stuff, right? But at the same time, I want our money up, so I don't know. And I keep forgetting to use some of these smaller streets, so I need to just downgrade some of those, right? And it's like maybe instead of connecting to our streets like that, maybe we can just have like this as a little neighborhood thing as well. And then maybe just increase the density a little bit. Maybe we can just zone all of it for a change, just to see what it looks like. And then, I mean, we probably wouldn't have anything zoned up here. I feel like this would be for trees and stuff, right? As the city kind of grows. But I dig this, guys. This is what I was going for this whole time. I'm liking this. It's kind of nice. I'm liking this, guys. This is pretty chill Friday, just in general. We're having fun here. Have I tried the bus simulator? No, I haven't. Oh my, really? Hey, well, maybe I'll have to look that up. Is it on Steam or is it? Yeah, this is definitely suburbia kind of feel. I kind of want the whole city to have that kind of feel. Like, I don't want anything to be too dense. So I'm thinking, like, you know, maybe this could be like, again, the old quarter. Like, this will be where a couple of our government buildings end up being eventually. Have a little road come down here and like a little waterfront thing. And then we'll eventually move the industry a little bit further out, but it's actually not a bad start. Okay, now that we got some more money, let's put in some more of these park things over here. And I just kind of was hoping that maybe we could fit like one of these kind of things in here, but it doesn't quite look like it. It might be a little bit big. Maybe some of these plazas. Of course it doesn't really want to fit symmetrically either. Like, you know, in terms of spacing or whatever, just a little bit off here, but, you know. Oh well. I think we could do this, turn the speed up here. One on either side, and then we kind of do that same idea where we start creating a little bit of a custom park. So let's go back and, well, I mean, we'll slowly work at that one we just kind of started with, right? Oh, it's on, oh, mixed reviews, eh? That's probably for the learning curve. That's probably why it's such a, you know, such mixed reviews, but. Okay, so back over here, just kind of filling in this spot. Now we've got some more taxpayers in. Actually, could we take out another loan, I wonder? No, it's still quite a bit left on either. Okay, well, I'm going to bump our tax up to 13. Hopefully we don't cause too much of a disturbance by doing this. I think we need just a little bit more money kind of coming in right now. Just, you know, a little bit on the low end right here. Okay. So I'd like to maybe use, it's a shame these parking lots aren't too wide. Oh, it's funny, too wide, but I mean, like, you know, 2 units wide instead of 3. You know, maybe actually we could, I don't know, I mean, is it crazy talk if we move this road and then just kind of come like this? No, I don't think that's nuts, right? Then what could we put, I guess we could put, I don't know, like a plaza or something right there, right? Oh, what? Match made in heaven. Oh, beautiful. I love when that just, you know, when it lines up and everything? I love that. Okay. Now, here's the million-dollar question. What do we do with this? Like, do we turn it into concrete? Do we keep it the way it is? Do we maybe put some trees here? Maybe do like a tree-lined path? Just kind of like maybe put some, like a statue or something in here. Okay, let's see what we can turn up. Oh, is our music? It sounds like it's actually off, but it's still right at a low point. Let me just zoom a bit ahead here. Okay, turn up the music a little bit. There we go. And again, I'm digging the classical kind of vibes. There we go. Personally, I'm actually a very big fan of piano. So whenever possible, I want to have... Oh, and oh, look at this. Hey, we're going places. Oh, cool. We got our highway interchanges. Some of the ones I've downloaded. That's really cool. So we start doing some highway stuff now. Not that we're really ready for that, but it's good to know, right? And yeah, now that we bumped our taxes, I think we're doing pretty... Or much better, I should say. I think we're doing pretty well, but you know. So I'm going to... like, there's a bit of that little trick, right? You pay him back, and then you can just take him right back out. So I'm going to do that just to give us that, like, hint more money. So let's, you know, spend wisely here. But what do you know, I think what we're going for here, though, is just maybe a row of trees. And then just, yeah, like something else, right? Like a little statue or just something. Okay. And like we could do like this, we could use these ones. I mean, these might be a little bit tall, kind of for what we're going for. I think maybe this is a bit of a better option. Oh, you know what? This is a great time to use our prop line right here. So we want the trees. Oh, trees start with a T, silly. If I just type in trees, there's not too many. I think I need tree. Oh yes, here we are. Ah, cypress, perfect. Okay, now a line of these, just going, say from like here, we put on the prop enter key as well, just so we can maybe sneak across some of the pathways. Okay, so I think we need the spacing a little bit further apart there. I wish you could just right click, get off that. So the problem with the prop line, you can see it's still under, you know, under development, is your, doesn't really work too well. Oh, cool. Oh, I love that spacing. Oh, it's not bad just for a little random guess. Okay, so we'll go like that. I don't know, is it like too uniform though? Is it like too perfect? I don't know. Like, would you have that in real life? I'm not sure here. Okay. I think you might maybe have, I don't think we can fit it though. It'd be cool to do, actually maybe dirt on the inside here. Is there a surface painter? Like that kind of feel? But I'm not, I can't go head on here though. So I want that to be straight. Like, why is that? I don't know, why is this being so uncooperative? It's like our angles don't really line up, like the square is crooked. See how I'm like, you know, on an angle here? So I mean, I don't want that. That's not really, it's not jiving well with me here. Now I guess we could achieve that look if we were to put a pathway in. But then we have to put the trees back in over top afterwards, though. So like do that, but like, you know, where the trees are. I don't know. Can we sneak this in here? I had the proper enter key on, so I don't know if it's the trees will remain or not. So we'll just kind of see. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Yes, that was actually not too hard to do. That looks a bit better, right? And it kind of suits the area a little bit more. Now, I don't know if we're going to do a row on this side now. I think that might be a bit overkill. I think I'm just maybe put a few actual trees over here. Yeah, honestly, I'm digging a smaller kind of feel. I mean, because I always run into that problem. I make these giant super cities that are just not really clones of each other, but they just don't really have the same character and feel that some of these little smaller neighborhoods might have if you spend some extra time making them. You can see really we have such a small city, right? And just barely above functioning status, you know, in terms of bringing money in. But, you know, I mean, everything's balanced. People are not too happy. Arguably, we could be doing a little bit better with services and stuff. We're a little bit low on power here, but no, I mean, it's not a bad city. So let's put one of these in. I'm kind of digging this. Okay. Yeah, I mean, obviously you guys are welcome to, you know, chat about politics and stuff, but maybe, you know, you guys can use whispers or something like that. That's totally cool too. Oh, I just love the way that kind of floods with the stadium like that. That's so cool. And just for sure though, like, you know, if the, you know, the families or whatever are coming out to see a game, there'd have to be a parking lot or something over here. So let's put something on this side. And, you know, in terms of just, you know, growth and development, we obviously are going to keep working on the city. We're not just going to stop at this size, but I'm just going to really just kind of, you know, take my time at it. And we'll just kind of do little details, little bits at a time, right? Just to kind of keep things mixed up. I like this thing here. It's like actual little public washroom. Because again, you know, like if people are coming to the game, they need somewhere to go or whatever, right? Maybe right there, but like, you know, it seems a little bit odd being so close to the school. Because the students, right, you obviously want them to use their own washroom, but I don't know, let's just put that there, why not? Because we're close to that parking lot too, so. I mean, this kind of stuff obviously is like subjective, right? You might maybe do a little bit different in your towns type thing, right? And what I'm looking for now is just that other parking lot that we used. Oh, this is something else I really want to use too, this asset right here. I really like that. That we could have used here instead. Oh, it's a little bit smaller too, so it probably would have been a better, maybe a better match. But you know, I'm digging this too, right? So I don't want to talk bad about our big football stadium. So we can do that, and then just put a row of concrete just behind it. That, right? And then, you know, we surface painter this. That'll just kind of fix the holes right there. Yeah, it's a bit better. Some parking for our people. And so yeah, I mean, let's just visualize. Let's see what the surface painter in action here. Got a little bit bigger. And actually, we can probably just go underneath this whole thing, right? That's fine by me. We'll stay clear of the high school. I just actually no, you know, I don't think we will stay clear of the high school. Let's do the back part of it. Let's reduce our size here. It's just the issue is like the fact that we're building on an angle, and it's something I didn't even consider, you know, with the when using this, right? The surface painter, how this would actually be an issue one day. So you can kind of see the difference, right? Are we doing that with our? Yeah, I think the concrete is a better feel, and let's not go over top of that. Actually, I want that to stay. Go. We'll keep a few spots where you can see some of the grass still. And I don't know, I mean, like, it's not ideal having this little jagged edge bit, but it's not really the end of the world at the same time too. I mean, I think what we could do is put another row of trees to hide it, but at the same time, I don't know, right? I don't know. I mean, it's not really, I don't know, I'm not feeling that. Well, how do we fix this then? I don't think there is a way. I think we have to do like that, right? But that kills the realism. Yeah, I don't know. Not really 100% what I was feeling, to be honest, guys. I kind of liked that dirt bit a little bit better, right? Okay, well, you know what? Let's explore something different. I'm not opposed to this. We'll take out the pathway. Let's take out the prop line. We can always put something different in, but let's just kind of work a little bit more with our concrete. Kind of see how that goes. I think this is cool though, how the how like those pathways are still working out though. So maybe we can play on that or something, right? And then you know what? Maybe these people won't have a. That kind of solves the problem as well with the surface painter. Get rid of these people's lawns and stuff, right? and then turn these buildings over into commercial. And I think that kind of makes things a little more makes sense over here. So commercial, commercial, a little bit bigger just for commercial buildings. Oh, and we have a couple stalls like right in here. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Yeah, and so this way is more like an open promenade kind of feeling. I think that's a little bit better. Keep the grass. Oh, you say this right after I close this all in. Darn it! Why do you say that? Now I don't know what to believe. It's just like that whole, you know, the whole fact that we can't get the thing to line up though. That's gonna drive me crazy, right? Okay, let's try and do a mix here. Okay, because I'm not opposed to having some grass. So let's take this out. Let's make that a bit bigger. So take it out on this side. Just over here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is wherever we have a bit of a transition, is I'm going to put some trees in just to see if that can maybe make things look a little bit cleaner. So I think you guys are right. I think we should have a bit of grass over here. Actually, I don't even know why this is such a challenge. Like, just like everything else we do, nothing is ever easy, you know? Okay, so we'll try that. And then what I mean by, you know, just put some trees or whatever in, and just maybe take the same style of tree that we're using right there. And then maybe just go, you know, prop banner key on. Just kind of put some of those right on the edges, right? This kind of hides the transitions a bit better, I think. Right? And then I think this will look kind of cool once the buildings come in, so I'm not going to change that part over just until we get a little bit more demand for some commercial going up. But let's do some more building. Okay, so let's fill in this little part over here, and hopefully get our demand going back up as well. Maybe like a little roundabout here or something again, just a little tiny one. And it really, I would like to use the grass versus the concrete over there. It's just like the fact that we can't get that straight edge. Like that's really more what's kind of bugging me versus anything else. There we go, very tiny roundabout. So I mean, I realize it's not really the best, you know, it's not really the best look over there too. And I totally thought it'd be so much easier to do that. I don't know why I'm giving it such trouble. Oh well, say let me. What, are we gonna cry over spilt milk? No way. We'll do our best, you know. Okay, now unfortunately these poor people here have moved out because we neglected them for so long, but they'll be back. And something we aren't really doing too much of are some one-way roads. Maybe we can have a little one-way in and out over here. There we go. Cool little neighborhood over here by the coast. And I'm digging this little difference in the height right here. That's kind of fun too. Maybe we can have like a little street that kind of goes down here. It's a very noticeable difference in the height, so that'd be kind of fun. Some houses along the waterfront. Democracy grass system. Okay, let's see here. Grass go green. Concrete, don't vote. Wait a minute, this is a biased poll here. Well, I vote for grass, so let me see what this says. Oh my goodness, you guys are all voting. Oh boy, okay. Well, democracy in action. Let's change this over, guys. I appreciate the feedback. Okay, so that means we're basically taking all of the concrete out, and we're only going to put parts of it in. So this is now going back to what it was before. What a difference. Holy smokes. Shrink this down, bring the lights up. Oops. Wrong direction. Okay, so that's like that. We'll keep over here, I think, as concrete. That little squiggly line is going to drive me crazy. But we'll do that part as concrete, right? Just like right over there. And then so over here, what do we do? How do we make this into a livable area, right? I know how. Okay, so let's put our trees along the middle of this road right here. What am I looking for? This one. Please and thank you. We can get that closer. We got it. No we don't. Yes we do. Don't be negative. We got it. Oh, look at that. That's better, right? Closer you get, the cleaner that looks. Works for me too. We'll keep a little bit of the commercial aspect right there as well. That's totally fine by me. Let's clean this up. I wonder if another row of concrete will work. Yeah, I mean, kind of, right? I mean, that's not really... I mean, it is ugly, but it's not really the worst right there, you know? Yeah, I mean, what are our options? We could put a tree or something right over top there. You know, like, I mean, just something like this, right? Just kind of... That's a little bit too big. Maybe not that one per se either, but... Like one of these kind of trees, maybe, right? Is that too overkill? I mean, it's a little bit overkill. I don't know. Why is this kind of stuff so challenging? Okay, I mean, I don't know. You guys, what do you think? This one tree with this little post? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Let's get rid of it. Keep that like that. Okay, so back to our line of trees. Let's try maybe a different style of tree. Let's maybe try these little fun ones here. This one seems to have a better kind of feel to them. I think variant 3 is the larger. Yeah, that's right, it is. So that's kind of nice, right? Let's try that again. Nope. Come on. See what I mean? It's a little bit confusing. There we go. Sometimes that's a mind of its own. I mean, that's not bad. The uniformity is kind of a bit odd almost, but at the same time, this is a nice little path right here. Okay, especially when these shops come in. Like, I'm kind of excited for that, I think, more than anything else. Okay. Alright, so I mean, let's just let this kind of hang out. Let's go back to our expansion, because I mean, our demand's still a little bit disproportionate here. And we just built this neighborhood, no one's really living here, right? So, also doesn't make much sense. Okay, so density-wise, I'm fine filling these up. And then since it's a small roundabout, let's zone in and around here, just to kind of, you know, let's just mix it up, right? That's fine. Not inside, though. That's too... That ain't happening. And then, you know, I mean, like I said, I did want some smaller houses or whatever down below. I don't really want to zone anything here, but it'd be kind of cool to maybe have like a shop or something or two right over here. So we'll maybe see what these look like when they come in. I don't know. Not too many, though. Okay. And maybe some duplexes and like smaller apartments can be on our bigger road that kind of goes in like that. Otherwise, I'm kind of liking how these all filled in. But you can see what I mean, though, how they all just need, like, their own fences and, like, that all... Like, it's going to be such a mission. But I think we should do it, though, right? Like, it's kind of... I think it's worth it. And we're going to need another highway connection soon. We're slowly getting there. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, City Skylines, it's super demanding on the computer. Like, I've had to do a couple PC upgrades since I started the whole YouTube channel. And it's like, I'm doing another one soon. And this game, it's like, especially when you're using like the, you know, the 25 tiles and you got a big old population, lots of mods and stuff. It's like, holy smokes, your poor computer is like, please give me some breathing room here. Yeah, I mean, the theme I'm kind of going for is just kind of like small town Canada kind of feel. Like that, like general North American kind of style, right? You can see it's a little bit gridded out. I'm going to make this kind of like an industrial little small port town. We're going to move a little bit into the foothills right here, but I think we're going to have like maybe an industry or some terraforming kind of pop out right there. And then I want to make maybe like an old quarter right here. So I think we're actually going to push the industry down. But I mean, like, you know, like there really was no theme, just kind of small town was what I was going for. And we're kind of getting to the point where we might maybe need to start rethinking some of our roads here. We're getting a little bit backed up. So again, I'm not opposed to moving our industry, right? But we're just kind of moving at a small, I don't know, just like small little pace, at, you know, little building pace, I guess. So I was hoping to just do a little bit more realism, or just kind of add a little bit more feel to some of our smaller neighborhoods, without hopefully making them too densely populated or anything. And then, you know what, I think I'm actually going to move these into commercial as well. Just a couple of shops. That's fine by me. Put on 3-speed, kind of encourage a bit more growing here, a bit more building. Can we buy another city tile? I think we can, right? Yeah. Purchase these. We'll buy that next one there, just so we can kind of, you know, grow a little bit more organically, I guess. There we go. But I kind of want to have our towns maybe follow a little bit more along the highway. And then we'll kind of have it boxed in by maybe a couple more interchanges. And then we'll kind of, I say call it quits or whatever. We might maybe, you know, do a little bit of building on this side as well. Because in terms of our region, because I want to almost pretend like we're just building in a big region here. I want this to maybe be the most populated city. So we'll probably occupy this little spot here. Have some farming and some logging and stuff on the outskirts. And then, yeah, KPD, actually, I keep meaning, and like I've actually started twice now to do a time-lapse build of Toronto. But like, there's just so many changes to the mods and stuff, and it takes me 2 or 3 months to do one of these time lapses. And usually when I'm like 2 or 3 weeks in, like the game goes through a monumental change, like a new DLC comes out or something, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So it makes my game unplayable. And then I've been like, you know, marathoning all these hours, so I've just been a little bit too intimidated to start another one. But Terrain Party just got reworked and should be working for a while. And there shouldn't be too many big changes to the game happening until at least closer to Christmas. So, I mean, I think I'm kind of safe to start another one now. So, it is my goal eventually to start, yeah, like a Toronto recreation or something like that. But officially, nothing on the moment. Nothing for the moment, I should say. I'm gonna peel these back because I don't actually like how that looks. I think we maybe need to terraform outward a bit more here. Or something, because you can kind of see this is not really, like, it's a little bit too abrupt. We almost need like a seawall or something like that. I do happen to have that asset. Of course everything is locked. No, we can't use it yet. Okay, well, we'll remember that for later, I guess. Okay, so again, no commercial developments. We're still lacking those little buildings there, but I mean, it's not a bad start to this area. There they are, finally coming in. Okay, so yeah, let's expand on our industry, I guess, since our demand is starting to creep up. But I really do want to unlock another tile. It's kind of our next big little step, I guess. Big little, right? Big little step. Gonna get rid of that road. Sorry, friend. I'm gonna go like this, just eyeballing this for the shape. I think I got it a little bit wrong. I think I should be a little bit more kind of like that direction, right? Like a little bit more like this. Yeah, close. Yeah, I mean, I know Toronto, when I do build it, it's going to be such a challenge. And I'm hoping to use the Terrain Party mod just so I can get like you know, some of the major streets in place. Obviously, it's not like, you know, it's not 100%, you know, correct, but I want to just do like, yeah, like a lot of tracing. So I don't know if you guys really can call that, you know, like winning the game or not, but whether you consider that cheating or whatever, but it's something I do want to try. And it would be kind of cool to have like a almost like a working version of Toronto, and then I can start testing out some solutions for like traffic and, you know, in real life. Then I can even present some, you know, present my findings to like City Hall or something. That'd be kind of very interesting for me, right? So what I'm going for is a little back way in, because we kind of closed that one off to our industry. And this is kind of cool because it's a little bit bigger road and it's kind of elevated too, so that's kind of a fun feel. I think I'm okay with that. And let's make this back part just kind of link up. I think that's kind of what we're going for with this. Grizz. No, I think that was a YouTube message. You know, my girlfriend, she's out tonight. So I don't know if she's she said she watched part of the stream. She was watching in the beginning. But yeah, no, it's a YouTuber. I get YouTube comments, that kind of stuff attached to my phone. But I should put this on silent now so you guys don't get too distracted by that. But no, it's she tunes into the stream sometimes, and she doesn't actually tell me when she does. She'll tell me afterwards, so I think it's kind of fun too. So the other day, I had no idea she was watching when we were doing the Rust stream, right? So that was kind of a nice little surprise. Okay, I'm actually going to change how that road goes. Maybe we're going to go straight. Just the slope here does kind of present a little bit of an awkward kind of challenge. You know what we could do is maybe kind of like go upward a little bit like that. Yeah, it's not really steep enough, or not quite the right steepness there, but okay. Let me just double check on our music. We're at another quiet point here, but no, we got some more time in this playlist still. Let's jump ahead here. Turn that up slightly. Okay. Oh yeah, KP, do you watch yourself? Now her and I, we have friendly conversations. None of that, you know. Okay. So maybe let's sneak upwards slightly like that, and let's actually raise this as we go. There we go. Yeah, just a little bit upward like that, right? And then now, hopefully when we connect that, it should stay as a bridge. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of cool. I'm actually going to make that a little bit further. But yeah, no, I think this is kind of what we're after here. Okay. There we go. So that's a little bit cooler, I think, right? And it kind of plays a little bit more into the fact that that's an elevated road. Kind of makes it seem like it's going down into our little industrial sector. And again, this is probably going to change, and by change I mean get pushed a little bit further outward. So I think I'm realistically seeing this be converted over into an office district, and we'll maybe cap the height so we don't get too many, too many tall buildings. But our industry can kind of maybe go a little bit closer to the highway in this sense, and then maybe we can stretch a little port or something like that in and around here, do some terraforming or something. Oh, you just built a $600 gaming PC. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, my computer, I mean, I remember the old days when I was like, trying to keep it like super budget. Now I just want to spend as much money as I can. I'm in that kind of boat. I love it. Because I'm due for another computer upgrade. So I'm going to get definitely one of the new video cards that are kind of, the talk of the town right now. Now, I really wish this would line up. That'd be kind of fun, but I don't think I'm going to get lucky here. Maybe we can go like that, just slightly curve a bit. Yeah, I mean, that's cool. Just a little gentle curve. And maybe we can do away with our boxy shape, but it's adding like one little curved road in over here. I mean, otherwise, it's a pretty simple district over here, which is totally fine by me. To be honest, I'm not really feeling that now that I see the overhead. I kind of like that a bit more. So let's kind of do that. Segregates traffic a bit better anyway. And I think what we need is really just like, I don't know, something different over here. Like maybe this could mean, I don't know. Are we going to change the roundabout? I don't know. It's just what's happening is this traffic light you can see is just backing everybody up, right? Everyone's trying to enter. So what we could do is convert this into a one-way going in. That gets rid of the traffic light, still allows people to go. And this can be the one-way coming out. And that can maybe make this neighborhood here work a little bit more effectively. Yeah, we still have a traffic light, so we're still going to slowly run into that same problem, but maybe that helps a bit better. Or helps a bit more, I should say. Or what we could do is flip those, force people to go down here, and then just take out the traffic light. Maybe do that, right? Maybe force people to turn right? Maybe we could do that even. Oh, let's try that as an option. Okay, so 2 right-hand turning lanes, no left-hand turns. That justifies the light. That's fine over here. This is now going to become 2-way traffic again, just for simplicity. And I say we will put a traffic light, and one just popped in, so that's perfect. Okay, I think that's a little bit, I mean, that should be a bit better. Not a perfect fix, but that should be a bit better. Kind of buys us a little time here. Okay, how did our new neighborhood pop in? Power, okay. Z-Power, we need some more of it. There we go, right there. Yeah, I definitely see some price drops happening with some computer parts here. And you can expect like the secondary market to be flooded with just quality parts still. I mean, realistically, the people that are going to be doing a nice, decent upgrade, I mean, they're, you know, computer enthusiasts, so you can kind of expect them to be taking good care of their parts anyway, so... Like, you should be able to buy with confidence on the secondary market. And I think, yeah, with all these new cards coming out in such a short period of time, it's just, you're going to see people just getting rid of their old card, which may only be like a year or so old, you know? So a whole bunch of people, they were late to buy the 9 series cards from, you know, from NVIDIA. So you can probably pick up like, you know, like a GTX 960, probably for like 150, 200 bucks now. I see that kind of being a no problem, you know. So for those of you who've been patiently waiting, I love this, guys. Look at this cheating. Ha ha ha! Across the line. But I'm not going to do that. Only works with some of the units, which is kind of interesting. How close are we to unlocking our next milestone? Actually, we don't have any more of these, do we? No, so I guess we're gonna have to start using our available space here before we start going further out that way. Okay. I mean, 980 Ti for 525. I mean, that sounds like a good price for me. 525 Canadian. I think I'm gonna end up buying the GTX 1070. I might just end up waiting a few more weeks though to see if any of the, like, you know, the competitor versions of it kind of bring the price down, or if anyone does any deals, you know, maybe they'll pair it up with a new game or something. So I mean, I'm not really in a rush to buy a new card. I would just like to get a new card. You know, the feels for that, right? Okay, let's expand on this. We don't really have the demand for it per se, but it's a little bit more zoning. And you know what? Let's go right up against the highway here. Why not? We're industry. We can do it. And we should start breaking to the other side of the highway too. Especially with our industry, since the rail and everything's over here. I should just go in there as well. And honestly, I'm curious, because I'm going to play this, I think, for a few more streams. Or definitely for a few more streams. I was debating whether to start Moistreal as kind of like another YouTube series, but I think we're going to do this as like a live stream series. But this map, like, I'll post the links again here, just to, for you fresh round of people coming in. But here is the mod list I'm using. And then this is the link to this actual map. And we have a Steam community page going. Let me link you guys with that as well here. I'm kind of flooding you guys with everything at once. And I mean, we got quite a few members now. We're up to we got 39 members. It's pretty cool. Oh, there's the community page. Perfect. You're linking it for me. Excellent. So if you guys want, you know, looking for some people to play games with, that kind of stuff, join in the community page. You guys can send me a friend request. These days, I kind of log in as, like, you know, a peer offline type thing, so I do get bombarded with messages, which is totally fine. Just sometimes a little bit slow to respond, but, you know, if you're looking to, you know, play some games with a cool community, I mean, you guys practically hang out all day anyway. We're all watching the same videos and hanging out together, right? So, and then I've actually been in talks with a few of you kind of behind the scenes. And we're going to be setting up some community sub-servers for some of the games that we all kind of play together. You know, and so we can get like a Discord going, we can get a few other stuff like that happening, right? So if you guys are looking for just like a new community to kind of play with, like that kind of stuff, definitely give us a you know, consideration here. We're a bunch of weirdos, and I love it, you know? The good kind of weirdos here. Oh my goodness, hashtag Moistreal on Twitter. Yeah, actually do it. Yeah, post some screenshots. Let's get that going, guys. I know it's a bit of a weird name, but you know, we have this whole thing with moist, you know, because I'm one of those people that thinks the word moist is kind of strange, and then, you know, all of my long-term viewers love to push my button, so they say the word moist. So I always incorporate for fun, just some kind of like our city build and stuff. And so I'm also a big fan of democracy, so I let everyone vote on the name, and so here we are, Moistreal, pronounced just like you were thinking of, like, you know, Montreal or Montreal, the proper pronunciation, right? Yeah, creations and failures too. That's a very good point. I want to see it all. So, you know, consider me, like, sometimes, you know, I sometimes consider myself, like, you know, I want to say like a dad or whatever, right? But like, I want to just put, like, you know, your works of art up on my refrigerator kind of thing, right? Like that same mentality. I'm actually just going to zone a bit over here since we got Some demand still happening. Okay, well let's let's break over the highway. We may have to do it through, I guess, right over here to start, but that's not a bad, stepping stone, right? I have a feeling though this should probably stay a little bit more of a full-fledged highway, and we should maybe bring it a little bit further down, have a proper interchange, and then maybe have the highway break off into like a national road or something, and that can maybe sneak up through here, and then we can have some dirt roads attached to that. And that can be maybe the workings or startings of a kind of forestry sector. You can see we got a lot of foothills over here, and like we got tons and tons and tons and tons of trees, right? It's actually a pretty steep little hill, so maybe we have to bring some kind of winding street or something in action going on over there. And also too, this is only my second time ever building a map. So we built this map in the last stream, and I'm definitely not, I'm not going to quit my day job and become a map builder. But I think I did an okay job. But I would like to try my hand at building another map, definitely down the road. So, I mean, stay tuned for that. I know some of you have been subscribing to some of the workshop stuff I've created. Not really, there's not a lot up there. I think I have like 2 maps and a couple of collections or whatever. And I really do mean to, it still is my intention to upload some of my older cities. I still have a lot of the save files kind of kicking around. I've had some requests for that. It's just, I honestly, I don't know what it is. Maybe you guys can relate. It's just, these days, I don't know, just time just seems to evaporate away like a glass of water type thing, I don't even know where it goes. And so it's like, I'm kind of faced with, at the end of the night, I maybe only have like an hour or 2 to kind of work on like YouTube or like Twitch related stuff. So instead of just doing anything over the top or complicated, I just kind of just am playing a bit safe and just kind of, But I don't know, that's why I've been working on like mostly the tutorial series. I just feel like I don't have the time. It's such a, I hate that, What do we got over here? Oh, what's was it a posting of your? Oh, that's interesting. Say order for us. What is? Wait, now I'm confused. Oh, you're giving me. Oh, I see. Yeah. You're there. You go. Starting the screen or the hashtag there. Nice. Oh, guys, look, our fix totally is not a fix. Traffic is still pretty. Now, I mean, something that could possibly fix this would be to upgrade our lanes. And then maybe make 2 turning lanes. Actually, let's explore that option. Let's go like this, though. So 1 traffic president, lane arrows. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, actually, that's a good fix. Okay. Because you'll notice I'm not going to use too many 6-lane roads here. Alright. Police. We never really built our police station over on this side of our city, so let's put that in. Same with the health facility, let's do that. And I think we're going to have to worry about, we don't have any crematoriums in. And I guess we unlocked that a while ago, but we never really did anything about it, which is not the end of the world. I'm actually going to hop right into a crematorium versus a cemetery. And, I mean, actually, I take that back, because you would see some cemeteries for sure in a smaller town like this. For sure, for sure. So let's put that over here. And I wish that was maybe 1 tile wider on that side or something. It just seems like it's a little bit off, but I can't move it because now we got, gotta wait for it to empty into another facility, but oh well. I think I'm just being a little bit nitpicky about that. That's actually not the worst placement. And then even though our city size is not very big, I don't want this to keep filling up and then have nothing else to, take its place. So I am going to put a crematorium in, even though it is ridiculously expensive compared to our budget right now, but just thinking long term, right? Okay, so in terms of over here, I would like the city to kind of line up. So I'm going to have some of these streets, hopefully. What did we do? We did make this off, we did, right? We made it off of that symmetrically, so. I mean, this is just placeholder. I'm going to put this like that. Perfect. Okay. And now, I mean, in terms of an interchange, we should have a little bit of spacing, but I might just do Actually, I wonder if it's worth it to maybe make our own or just use something that's already pre-made. Oh, these are all very expensive though, so the downside, right? Oh, we didn't even unlock most of them yet? Oh, darn it. So I wanted to use maybe like a clover leaf, like that kind of stuff, right? Just like one of these pre-made ones just in the middle right here. Yeah, I mean, I might just do that, guys. I don't think I'm going to be able to do too nice of a looking one. And I want some symmetry. And like cloverleaf interchanges are extraordinarily Canadian. Okay, so what are we looking at in terms of our loans? How are we doing over there? Do that little trick where we pay him back. That might be enough. Might be enough. Yeah, KPD, that's right. There's no snow, so it's not really a Canadian map. I feel you're there, but... Okay. Now, given that we are using such a big interchange, we are going to have to kind of make it, you know, make an oversized farming district. We're actually going to have to justify this a little bit, otherwise this looks like it's going to be slightly out of place. But I think one of these is going to come in and just end the, so the highway won't continue. Or maybe we could do the startings of like a ring road where this goes and links up over here in some elaborate trumpet interchange or something. And that kind of tells the same kind of story with how this, you know, the city kind of makes that V shape over here, kind of complements that same over there. So, I mean, I'm not opposed to that. Not opposed to that at all. Okay. It's just money. We have none of it. It's the only downside here, you know? Alright, well, let's see what we can do. And where can we do... Okay, let's back this up. You're going to see what I'm up to here. Okay, we have to go over the rail as well. So we're going 12 to 12, which should be a good ratio right there. We should go across. I think we might actually be out of music. Oh, almost. I have to start a new... You guys want to start this again? Do you guys mind? I know the this might sound a little bit repetitive. I feel like if we just find a new classical playlist, like it'll be the same kind of music anyway, right? And these are the more classical classics in the beginning, right? Listen to these again. Oh, I never. You know, it's like those kind of, you know, it's synonymous with like the movies, right? When people are just like this, like really upscale party, you know, and there's like, you know, kids are sneaking in or something, right? Okay. Unfortunately, yeah, I'm out of money again here. All right. Can I sneak? No, of course not, right? Darn it, darn it, darn it. Did not plan that too well with the pillars, unfortunately. Okay, so let's put this road back in. Let's go like that now. There we go. And then to make things more even, Steven, we'll just go by down by 10 over here. If the game will... Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Almost. Almost, almost, almost. There we go. There we go. And that's kind of cool. We got the rail kind of in action still. And I think we should be putting in just maybe one little small train station kind of thing right here, near our little overpass or whatever. I say, good fellow, the music is quite sublime. Exactly, right? Oh my goodness. Yeah, definitely that feeling. When you're just like, you know, you're trying to stretch out a road like this, and you're like, when you hear, like, not enough money, you're like, what? Now, this to me seems like it's slightly crooked. Oh, goodness gracious me, what have we done? Okay, so that tells me that our city, I almost forgot, when we built our first road, we must have just eyeballed it or something, or maybe this is a little bit crooked, or like the way we kind of came up and then went straight again over here. So I'd rather be symmetrical with this and let the highway be slightly crooked, I guess. Okay, so... And then for those of you who are itching to get some building done, we're going to be a little bit more aggressive over here and just get some more taxpayers. We need more money, guys. And so let's just kind of do the same style of neighborhood creation, just on the other side of the, you know, the bridge over here. Or the highway, I should say, sorry. But we'll go for that same, yeah, just kind of feel. And we can't go, unfortunately, too fast with our building. But I will leave it on 3-speed for a bit. Knock it down, start all over again. No, I don't want to do that. Are you kidding me? Just like rebuild all of our... Oh, goodness. Maybe if I was playing by myself. No, I think I'm too far in. I wouldn't restart at this point. I think it's a little bit madness to think about that, but... Okay, now, I mean... I don't know if this is a good idea. I'm actually going to fill this in over here, because I'm noticing that we do need just more taxpayers in general, you know? It's just this could be a little bit noisy, that's all. Okay, so maybe a few rows like that. Let's go a bit further. Oh, and guys, just for Sunday, so some of you know this, so I do photography as a little random odd job. So I actually have a couple photo shoots happening on the weekend, 2 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. And actually, if you guys follow me on Twitter, I should post some just random behind the scenes kind of shots when I'm doing those. Anyway, so the stream on Sunday, it's not going to be a double stream. I'm actually going to start a little bit earlier again. So I got to be out the door by 4 o'clock. So I'm thinking of streaming maybe from like, you know, like 11:30, 12 o'clock we'll start. And then we'll stream for about, you know, 3 or 4 hours kind of thing. Instead of doing, you know, a couple hour stream and then followed by another one later on. And I'm positive that 99% we're going to be working on this city some more. So if you guys are enjoying this, definitely come on back. And I am going to keep this, I think, a little bit boxed out, even though it's kind of getting a little bit repetitive, but that's okay. That's probably how it would be, I think. And then, I mean, maybe a little roundabout or something over here. Okay, how does that... Can we get a tour in here? I don't know. But it is my intention to do some scrap mechanic in another upcoming stream soon. I was actually tempted to do that tonight, but then we started with Rust, and that just kind of fell apart, and then we just kind of switched over to Skylines, which I'm totally happy with. But I've got a lot of fun kind of ideas for scrap mechanic, and I'm hoping maybe some of you guys who play it, you guys can give me some pointers or whatever too, right? Because I'm not really the best at that game, but boy, is it ever fun to play though, right? Okay, so unfortunately that's not really the best in terms of spacing. Okay. This neighborhood, I mean, it's just a little bit boxy, kind of a little bit of the same on the other side, but not really much variety I don't think you'd find in these kind of cities anyhow, so... At least from what I experience whenever I go through these kind of things, they're always a little bit on the, you know, boxier end, kind of grid-like, which is, I mean, totally fine, right? Okay, so let's fill this in. I'm maybe going to make this a little bit denser on this side just in general, which is why I'm just kind of filling these all in just like this. Not to say that we can't do that same style where we're just kind of leaving the gaps, but I think just maybe to start us off, we'll just kind of go like this and just kind of see how it unfolds. Oh, and I think we're actually at that magic moment too. I know we have to bring power over, but I think once we connect this, we actually might start running out. And I don't know, maybe I take that back actually. Yeah, so going back to what I was saying earlier, I mean, I still want to use some more of these kind of whenever possible, right? This style of power line versus the other ones. But I'm still kind of like just torn on how to put these in without them looking a little bit odd. Just because of the way they kind of fit like that, right? Play pretend a little bit or something, you know? I mean, it's not bad, I don't know. I just kind of like those being a little bit smaller than those giant power lines that we're normally using. And then no stream on Saturday, like no surprise stream or anything. I'm just unfortunately a little bit busy there, you know? Oh, Scrap Mechanic on sale, eh? Oh, no way. So yeah, if you guys want to pick that up and hop on in type thing. Like, I'm even, like, what time is it now? I'm actually even tempted to maybe do, like, end off a stream tonight with that. So maybe play Cities for another hour or so, then maybe just do, like, you know, just under an hour of Scrap Mechanics tonight. I don't know, what are your thoughts on that, guys? Maybe you can, maybe let me know. See how that unfolds as an idea. And even though this is a little bit kind of condensed, I actually kind of like this layout style over here. I should turn this down just ever so slightly. Yeah, I like underground power lines. I agree with you there. I'm starting to see a few more of those kind of pop up in newer neighborhoods that are being built in and around where I live. Oh, and guys, what a difference, eh, when we switch this over to the 6-lane road. I know we're still getting all this backup, right? But of course I say this, here's all the backup, but right when I spotted it, it was looking pretty good, right? You're a mechanical engineer? Oh, no way. Yeah, my dad's an engineer as well. Okay, and then how are we feeling about this now that it's all filled in? I kind of like that. These little shops and everything right here. I'm digging this walkway because it just feels, yeah, this feels nicer now. I'm thinking we do need something over here, but I'm not worried about that just yet. And I'm still thinking all the, like, you know, the stuff I was talking about before, wanting to do, like fencing, like that kind of stuff in between some of the houses. I think I'm still on board with that idea. Okay, so I think we're gonna need some shopping over on this side. Make that over here. Just restart our day. And I think we have enough money kind of coming in. We can maybe slow the speed down a bit here. And I mean, what are we gonna do for this neighborhood, or for this side? I mean, I'm not opposed to having like a bigger street like this come through. And then have like our little train station or something right over here. And this could maybe be an office park, have some high density. Because there's going to have to be like, you know, like our central little business kind of district, right? Slash downtown. And I'm still gravitating towards this roundabout being just like part of it. If we do end up making like a historical district, just we're for sure going to have to move all of this like polluting stuff out of the way. And then in terms of symmetry, like we're not really going to be able to achieve it because we've already, like, you know, just made the neighborhoods too different on either side of the highway. But then at the same time, I think if we maybe fill these in a little bit more, then that just kind of might look cool at the same time too. I think, you know, eventually there would be some offices over here, right? To kind of maybe spell out that downtown kind of feel. It doesn't have to stay as industry. Okay. Get some more zoning in here. Alright. So yeah, guys, what are your thoughts on maybe doing some scrap mechanic? Since many of you are engineers, it seems like, I think you guys might be kind of into that, right? Just in terms of gameplay and stuff. Okay, let's beef up our fire coverage. Should be using another one of these older fire stations. Kind of like the looks of that right there. And again, you know, whenever possible, I do want to maybe use some of the whatchamacallits, right? Older buildings. Oh, 1 second, guys. I'm actually getting a text message now. It's actually my friend. I changed the Netflix password. I forgot to tell him. I need like text to speech. Oh, and then you guys will hear my new password, so I guess not, right? Should be. Sorry, guys. Can't really multitask too well here. Oh, I love this song. Okay, there we go. Azardin. And what a difference the fire station seems to be making over here. Holy smokes, all these people leveling up. That's fantastic. One of these, so this church right here, it actually doubles as a school, which is kind of nice because you know obviously you'd find like a lot of churches in old towns like this, right? It'd be nice to get this somewhere where it just like lines up or just kind of fits with its surroundings or whatever a bit better. Let's try that. That's not bad, right? That's cool. And yeah, I think we'll just kind of continue over here. We're on a nice little roll on this side. We probably should have another bridge come over, or maybe a tunnel or something. Because I don't really want to. I don't want to be too dependent on just this one point of access. I think this should be a bridge as well eventually. Not happening right now, though. I wish I made this part of the highway a little bit closer together. I mean, again, guys, not the worst job at making a map. I'm actually pretty happy with the way it turned out. There's just some parts of it I wish were just a little bit cleaner looking. So, hope you guys are kind of cool with that. And we do need to change this. Yeah, I'm starting to think now. Hey, is it Forgus? Forgus115, thanks for stopping by. Spending your Friday with us, appreciate that. So, I mean, what could possibly work over here is if we had a bypass. Maybe like a bridge or something, or just like a little offshoot road that kind of just goes alongside. I don't think you'd have that though. Because here, I mean, it doesn't even feel, like I said, too Canadian, right? Like you really wouldn't have this in real life. Okay, let's do a really drastic change over here. I'm gonna have to take a loan out if we can afford it. Of course not. Of course not. Okay, so you know what? Forget I said that. Let's just put 3-speed back on. But no, actually, we're actually gonna convert this all over. I want to make it more like North American style. This is not really the best, you know? Oh, hey, well, if this is your first time here, I appreciate you stopping in, man. That's cool. Yeah, you know, in general, I am trying to do just streams more often, because obviously making YouTube videos is fun, but it's kind of, you know, it's just cool talking to you guys, just, you know, live and whatnot, right? But I feel bad. I'm way behind just making videos in general. It's just, you know, at work it's been busy, and just in life it's just been busy, you know? Just one of those things, you know? And it's just everything you just keep putting off till tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. One of those kind of things, too. So I've got just like a big to-do list also that's just been accumulating. Okay, so let's retake that out. That gives us a little bit of wiggle room. I'm not going to pause this. We're going to take these out. And again, it's not that this is a bad interchange or anything. It's just not really Canadian feeling. Okay, so let's go across. Who are you occupying? Oh, right. Forgot about our little power box here. I was like, what have I done? I've broken the game. No, we're okay here. Oh, appreciate you following along with the videos too. You guys are all bad at this game. No, you're not bad at this game. This is one of those games that you gotta just get your, you know, get your hands dirty type thing, right? Get your feet wet. Okay, now I think a bit more of a realistic style interchange would be one that just kind of meets like this in a set of lights or whatever, just like, kind of like that, right? That'd be a bit more Canadian kind of feel. Might even have that side spread out, but there we go. That's what I'm after. Will that actually work? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this is a bit more Canadian. And maybe on this side you would have coming in like this, perfect. And then you'd have there we go. That disabled, and then oops. There we go. So you turn left like that, and then turn right like that. And that just should be a little bit faster, hopefully. I think that should work in terms of traffic, right? And that, just for me, this feels a little bit more North American, kind of Canadian style. Not really the most efficient, unfortunately, right? Canadian with a K? Yeah. Well, I'm glad, honestly, I'm glad you guys are finding my videos helpful. That's kind of cool. And then, you know, honestly, if you guys do have trouble with interchanges, I mean, don't feel bad if you, like, download a whole bunch from the workshop and just use those, right? Sometimes I'll start with one of these, and then maybe I'll change it a little bit, right? Like this one here is one I downloaded from the workshop, and I'm a big fan of this one here. These, you know, double merge and crossover interchanges, these are cool. Oh, and I like this, guys. This feels more like home. Oh, this is cool. We did it. I like it. And this center lane, I'd like to have double turning. Please and thank you. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Definitely a fan of this. All right, we're moving places. And now, you know, this kind of frees up the area too, so we're not really landlocked in terms of making our historic district right over there anymore. Maybe we can have this kind of go different shape now, so I think we got some more flexibility over there too. So I'm happy with this change. And then that highway can continue. These can just kind of continue as well. Okay, let's get the population up. Let's start buying some more city tiles here. Let's get her done. Okay, going up a bit. This will probably be a bit boxy in here, which is kind of boring. And unfortunately, it's going to showcase the fact that our highway is like one tile crooked versus the rest of the city, which we'll notice, unfortunately, in the short run. But once the city fills in, like, we won't really notice it that much, right? But just right now, we're going to unfortunately see that's going to drive me a little bit crazy. Oh boy, oh boy. And then, of course, it doesn't help that I point it out, right? Okay. Again, it's going to be a bit boxy, but it doesn't have to be boring boxy. So let's maybe go like this. I'm a fan of these at 45-degree angles. We do all those constantly through the city. Should look kind of nice. There we go, 45. And of course, we just have to be off by the hintest amount right over there. That's fine too. Let's just go like that instead. And I'm just doing this just to get away a little bit from just doing perfect boxes in terms of, like, you know, grids for the neighborhoods. Even though the bulk of what I am doing is just literally just grids, which is, you know, totally fine. It's just something you'd find here in North America a lot. And you'd see some, you know, some planned little communities, so you would see some variation in the roads. Maybe a few of these little side streets like this kind of happening. That kind of stuff, right? Works for me, just some variety. And of course, it doesn't have to be symmetrical on both sides, which is also not a problem. But I'm not really going for that, like, Manhattan style, like, total gridlock, you know? I want some flowing aspects to this. There, that's kind of cool. And I do want a few big areas too, so we can put in some parks and, like, that kind of stuff, right? We should have our own, like, yeah, the Moist Towelette, get a hashtag for that too. Yeah, guys, honestly, pop them out there, like, totally. Like, I'm trying to be a bit more active on Twitter as well, so and then I also am trying to be more active on Snapchat, so actually, I have quite a few of you that snap at me now, which is totally cool. So if you guys want to send me some requests for that, it's at ImperialJedi, totally feel free. I will give the old accept. And, I mean, I gotta start making snaps of my own. I'm actually not too, I'm more, I would say more of a lurker. I'm kind of watching versus anything else, right? But getting there slowly. Ooh, I like how that just happened. And see, just, I mean, sometimes when you line these streets up, they look kind of cool, right? I just kind of like that. Just getting away from just doing boring old boxes. Make them kind of fun. So maybe we have a shopping district happening, say, in one of these little spots. I'm not opposed to that. And maybe some parking lots or something. Did we spend all of our money? Oh my goodness, how did I do that right there? Am I using a, I have the Blue Yeti, not the snowball. And Hanson, what's going on? I'm actually doing pretty well, all things considering. I'm enjoying Friday. Loving life. It's been a good week. Been a busy week, but it's been a good week. And I got a busy weekend ahead too. I kind of like when time doesn't stand still. Like, you know, when you're sitting home and you're just like, you know, like just watching TV and you're just like mindless. I hate that feeling. I like feeling productive. And even though we did turn off a square in here, someone did manage to get inside. Okay. Sorry, the map of my cat, Imperial Overlord. Actually, Linus, my cat who you heard earlier, he's a cool guy. Like, he's honestly, in terms of cats, so I've had a few cats, you know, growing up or whatever. He definitely is full of personality.